All right. You're not getting any.
I believe you are quite aware the situation has changed since last we spoke.
The truth is still the truth, and a bargain is still a bargain.
And Mayor Cermak is now deceased.
Yes. What does that have to do with our contract?
I do not recall signing a contract with you, Mr. Heller.
We had a verbal agreement. I'm sure my uncle here will attest to that.
Nathan, please. You're being most rude.
But Dawes reacted just as I knew he would.
Lewis, as a family man, I quite understand your position. As for you, young Mr. Heller, you should not have spoken to the papers of this. It was a breach of confidence.
Nothing was said of our arrangement being a confidential one. Besides which, I was in fact discreet.
How so?
I didn't tell the reporters why I was offered the job at the fair. Void our deal, sir, and I'm going to be put into an embarrassing light. I will have to inform the press of your involvement.
This reeks of blackmail, young man.
It reeks of business. Our arrangement is binding in my view, and if you feel differently, I'll be noisy about it.
Nathan.
I'm not a big wheel like you, General, but us little wheels can get good and goddamn squeaky when we don't get our grease.
My secretary will have contracts ready for you to sign this afternoon at 4. Please return and sign them. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello, and welcome to Midnight Metal. Robin Meyer Burnett and Dave Parker, they're fucking metal. Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of like I have to change my whole persona in 1 hour. I hope you all are feeling melted. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm going to get right into Dave Parker. Dave, you know what? Enough of the theatrics. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Rob. Hey, everyone. I'm good. It's Saturday night, and clearly we're winning because we got nothing better to do but be on YouTube.
Hey, you know what? We're reaching a worldwide audience. You might be a little loud, by the way. Just a little.
A little loud? Okay.
Just
hold on. Let me...
You sound good. You look good.
Let me see.
Castle Grayskull's wet right now.
Tell me, is this better?
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's better. Okay. And people... But at least we're not alone. We got people here. It's great. Yeah. Here we go. Rob,
Dave.
Right off the bat. I got a letter.
In fact, you did by somebody who has changed their persona on this channel.
Really?
They used to be called Undead Sick.
Okay.
They're no longer Undead Sick, but I sent you this letter. It was for you, and you had
they're now Cult Cinema 83.
Cult Cinema 83, and you were quite taken with this letter, weren't you? Were you not?
Well, I don't get letters here, so this is all very new for me. You're the one who has this stuff, and but
what can I say?
But you forwarded this one to me. I thought it was worth sharing with everyone. So I'm going to read this letter, and then we'll go from there.
All right, son. You have the floor.
Thank
you. Have the screen. Your full screen, baby.
Hello, Dave Parker. I've watched and thought about your take on the superhero genre, and would like to react to that. First of all, let me ask you a question. What happens when you make a superhero movie in your image, applying the 4-quadrant mentality, making it a comic book film come to life, and interjecting this notion of hope and aspirationalness, but without any reality? You get Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin. I'm just saying. But now on a serious note, you keep talking about comic book adaptations and superhero movies needing hope and bring back the idea of inspiring people. I honestly wish I could build a time machine for you so you could go back to the 70s, 80s, or 90s, because you don't seem to want to or objecting to the fact that the world has changed. Our society today is not the same as it was 20 or even 40 years ago. And maybe I look at it differently because I suffered from depression and suicidal tendencies when I was a kid and a teenager, but I learned very quickly that life sucks and the world is a snake pit. But nowadays, We want to pretend that doesn't exist and try to shelter the little itty bitty kitties from everything, from nudity to violence. Guess what? I watched Cannibal Holocaust when I was 8, and I haven't become a worse person for it at all. This whole idea that children cannot take die-hard stuff is ludicrous. And you are trying to pretend that Tim Burton's Batman and Richard Donner's Superman were so much better and superior in that way when Michael Keaton's Batman threw people off buildings and had giant machine guns on the front of his Batmobile. And if you think for one moment that Christopher Reeve's Superman turned the Earth back in time to save the world as you imagine it, I apologize, but you are nuts, because Christopher Reeve's Superman is a selfish teenage-like mentality applying being, a teenage-like a mentality applying being who turns the world back in time because he can't live without the woman he loves. He does it to save one freaking person. So what is the difference between Christopher Reeve and Henry Cavill exactly? And are you trying to tell me with a straight face that Black Widow, Tony Stark, and Gamora didn't die in Infinity War and Endgame? But let me boil down my biggest issue with what you were saying down to one question. When we live in a world which we have genocide in Israel, where police crimes against people of color are at an all-time high, when you have kids shooting up their classmates because they get bullied and don't get proper mental care, when you have groups that deny the Holocaust was a real thing, etc., 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 how do you tell a story of hope and idealism in a world like that? And don't give me technicalities to a simple question. Just simply tell me how. Because guess what? The naive hope and fake idealism that you want to see in a comic book and superhero movies doesn't exist in our present day society. It is nothing more but a psychedelic fart. And to me, it's a false pretense for a world of today that is selfish, cruel, and brutal. Harsh but true, but I'd rather be a realist about it. Greetings from Holland, Cult Cinema 83.
Wow. That's a pretty fucking metal letter, dude.
That was very metal. And I want to thank him for the letter.
Yeah.
And I want to address it.
I mean, I would say this once again. Cult Cinema 83 is a longtime participant and viewer of this channel. And one of the things that I really appreciate from everybody who watches the viewership is the interaction. Whenever somebody puts fingers to keyboard and types their thoughts and feelings, nobody's ever writing me really fluffy letters. I mean, they write things, but to get, I mean, obviously this hit a chord and he's writing from the heart and he didn't pull any punches. And I like the fact that he was honest about his feelings and thoughts. And I feel
Absolutely.
that one of the things about this YouTube channel that, you know, I didn't necessarily expect when I started it was this kind of interaction. And it's what makes this channel, I think, unique amongst film pundit channels and YouTube in general. So I want to thank Cult Cinema for writing this in. Now, your rebuttal, what do you have to say?
Well, there's a lot to unpack here with this letter, and yeah, I respect Cult Cinema 83 for sending it to me. You know, a lot of times it's easy to just not respond if you disagree with something. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, my response is, when I go to the movies, I don't necessarily look to go for reality all the time, especially when I'm going to genre movies or superhero and comic book movies. Let me just be clear. I'm not saying that every superhero movie or every comic book movie or adaptation has to be Batman and Robin. I think very few people in the world want that. But I will remind you that out there somewhere, that's their favorite movie. To them, that is the peak. And that is to be respected as much as your feelings are. That being said, I never use that as an example of what I want as an ideal comic book movie. And I don't think there is such a thing as an ideal comic book movie.
The Crow.
The point.
Just
we'll
saying.
agree. We'll agree. There's great films, but ideal, that's really more a personal interpretation of things. What I was trying to communicate, what I was trying to say is that, you're right. We do live in a world where all these horrible things happen, where there's a lot of injustices, where there's a lot of people that are expressing opinions that seem nowadays shocking and unfair. We're almost regressing. We're not progressing. And that's a terrible thing, in my opinion. We're progressing on some levels, but we have people in power that are seemingly trying to stop those things. And I don't agree with it either. And that's the reality. I don't go to movies to see if you're reality most of the time. Now, every now and then, if I want to get a taste of reality, I'll watch something like The Verdict or Kramer versus Kramer as two examples. But even those are dramatized. They're heightened for the viewer. It's not exactly reality. My choice and the things that I was trying to communicate is we've had many different iterations of these type of films before. And the thing is, I used to, as a kid, and they were inspiring, and you can say I need to go back into a time machine, watch these films to escape. I usually go to movies to escape. I've got enough of reality most of the time and during the day, and I don't need to sit there and be reminded, bashed over the head in Dolby Atmos and laser projection and
Yes.
and Dolby Vision and all these things, how terrible the world is. I'm very aware of it. Very aware of, life not being great for a lot of people. And you would be rather foolish to assume that I walk around with rose-colored glasses. You can ask Rob. He'll tell you. My point was, I think with some characters like Superman, as an example, which was one of my big points when I was talking about this hope and bringing back hope and belief and spirit in these type of films and being inspiring. I don't think Superman was ever created. I don't think Captain America was ever created to be someone who is a reflection of what we are in the world today, even though we've had those iterations. We've had Zack Snyder's, which was definitely a reaction and arguably could be a reflection of where we were then. But the thing is, it's in the very word superhero. These things are supposed to be, these characters, these things are supposed to be better than we are, to show us a better way, a better path. So, yeah, I don't want every movie. I don't want any movie. I shouldn't say any movie, but I don't want most movies that I go to see, and I don't think many of them do anyway, to be a reflection of my reality. I've got enough of that. I want the escape. I want something that gives me hope and inspires me, because that's what it did as a kid. Got me out of my little small town and brought me to worlds that I never could imagine going to. It brought me here to Hollywood. It brought me doing this stuff that we do. And we've had amazing adventures. And I'm not special. Rob.
Yes, you are.
Rob could be special.
No, you're special.
But the thing is,
everyone is, theoretically. I mean, if you go by physics, we're all special.
Anyone, really, if they want it bad enough, could do what we've done. And the thing is, we've worked our asses off, and our rate of success is minute compared to a lot of other people. So maybe we aren't the smartest. I never claimed to be smart. I never claimed to be the smartest person in the room. But I am genuine. And it's not that I don't think kids can't take seeing the diehard stuff, as you say. But do they need to see it all the time? Do they need, or is it a wrong thing to have them aspire to something else? Even during the promotion of James Gunn's Superman, he talked about wanting to bring hope back into this genre. Now, is James Gunn wrong too? Am I just a sycophant who follows James Gunn blindly wherever he goes? I don't think so. What you're talking about is a choice. You want to see movies that reflect what your reality is. I don't necessarily want that in every movie that I go to, and I don't necessarily need it in a comic book movie that I'm going to. And luckily, James Gunn gave me that. He showed me, what a hero could be. Not exactly. It's not a, blueprint for everything. But the thing is, he showed me what it means a little bit to be a hero. And many films have done that. We could split hairs about every single movie ever made and its flaws. No movie is perfect except The Crow. And the one thing that I want to say is that I want to thank you, Cult Cinema 83, because you reached out to me. You expressed your opinion. I respect it. And you're here. You watch Rob. You're part of this channel. Because you and I, along with everyone else who is a part of this channel, who's watching now, who's watching later, love these things for whatever personal reasons you have, which could be different from everyone else's. But that bonds us in a way. And with all the horrible, shitty things that are going out in the world today, at least we have that. And that gives me hope.
Well said, sir. I would like to follow that up with something. We live in the best time humanity's ever lived in. Despite all of the things that are going wrong in the world, as you were talking, I typed into Grok on X, is the world better off today than ever before? And here's what Grok said. The question of whether the world is better off today than ever before is complex and depends on how you weigh various factors: economic, social, technological, environmental, and moral. Grok says, Grok disturbs me because he says, or it says, I'll break it down with data and perspectives to give a balanced view. But this is what I also believe. Metrics of progress, economic and material well-being, global poverty, extreme poverty has plummeted. In 1990, 38% of the global population lived in extreme poverty. By 2022, it was under 9%, according to the World Bank. This means roughly 700 million people live in extreme poverty today compared to 2 billion in 1990. Global life expectancy has risen from 64 years of age in 1990 to 73 years of age in 2021, according to the World Health Organization. Infant mortality rates have dropped by over 50% since 1990, from 65 to 28 deaths per 1,000 live births. More people have access to clean water, 90% in 2020 versus 76% in 1990. Electricity, 90% versus 71%. And education. The global literacy rate is 86% in 2020 versus 67% in 1976. The internet and smartphones have connected billions, with 67% of the global population, 5.4 billion people, online in 2023. This has democratized knowledge, communication, and economic opportunity. Medical breakthroughs, like vaccines, CRISPR, and AI-driven diagnostics, have reduced mortality from diseases like HIV and AIDS. Deaths are down 50% since 2005, and malaria down 20% since 2000. Renewable energy adoption is accelerating. Solar and wind accounted for 12% of global electricity in 2023, up from 1% in 2000. Gender equality has improved in many regions, with women's literacy rates rising 83% globally in 2020 versus 63% in 1970, and more women in leadership roles, 26% of parliamentarians globally in 2022 versus 11% in 95. Legal protections for marginalized groups, like same-sex marriage laws, in 34 countries by 2023 reflect growing inclusivity in parts of the world. And it goes on and on and on. Of course, the challenges and setbacks, environmental degradation, inequality and instability, social and political polarization, mental health and well-being. I would say a lot of the strife that we feel in the world today has been brought on by our connectiveness. The fact that Cult Cinema 83 can even write us this letter and talk about this from Holland, can send it because we're broadcasting this show live around the world, is amazing. Now, one of the problems with all of this is that everybody can spew their nonsense, and it's a total. We live in the most luxurious world we've ever lived in, where we're afforded. We don't have to go out into the fields and grow our own food and pick our own food and build our own homes to put our heads down. We live in a world of abundance. A lot of us do, and part of the world doesn't, but we do. And so for every bad thing, I think we're getting more and more caught up in how bad things are, when really, if you just change your perspective a little and you don't wallow, like literally turn off the internet. I mean, literally, that's all you have to do. Everybody's on the internet sharing their online outrage. And when people say, go touch grass, I mean, that's not a bad thing to do. And I do think that, I wouldn't have wanted to be alive 500 years ago. You couldn't pay me enough. And I think that we sometimes forget how good we have it. Now, that's not to say people don't suffer. They suffer every day. Everybody suffers. Everybody suffers in their own way. Nobody is. We act like just because, look, if I had billions of dollars, I would not suffer. I would go to Paramount and buy Star Trek myself, and it would end my suffering. I would say, David Ellison, here's $5 billion. I want.
You can't say the word. You can't say that word.
If I had bought the crypto that was offered to me in 2009, I would have $60 billion right now. But I didn't know what the fuck crypto was, and why would I buy cryptocurrency? What? You want me to mine Bitcoin? What? I wish I had listened. But
you could still do the Burnett coin.
No, no. 2009. If you look at what Bitcoin was selling for, if I had bought it when I had an opportunity, somebody came to me and said, "You got to get in on this." This new, it was so new. I had no vision, and I had just inherited some money, so I had some money to do it. And I was contemplating it, and I didn't do it. And it kills me. And these are things that happen. You can't. Do I regret that I didn't do it? Well, sure now, but there was no way at the time that anyone would have convinced me to spend $50,000 or $100,000 investing in Bitcoin,
which you didn't have anyway.
No, I inherited money.
Oh,
my grandfather died.
Well, right.
I actually had some money. I mean, it went to paying off debts anyway. But if I had done it, I just didn't have the foresight, Mr. Sci-Fi that I am, or whatever. Sorry, that's Mark Scott Secree who's Mr. Sci-Fi, not me. But I just couldn't see it. Someone who was telling me it's a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, the blockchain. I was like, what? It sounds like ridiculousness to me. But if I had done it, if I had the vision that some people had,
he would own Hot Toys now.
I would own the company. I would buy the company and make them make the Dora Milaje.
I mean, I think the thing is, and I think, honestly, I think the metal thing is this is like, look, the one thing that's a very realistic thing is like, look, you never know what struggles someone else is having. And it's very easy to forget that when you engage with someone or you talk with someone. Most people have, you don't know, even with your close friends, unless they're always honest, you don't know what they're internally struggling with. I know people who are sleeping on floors. It's not good here. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of worry.
Los Angeles is of all the cities in the United States. It's like what Detroit must have been like when car manufacturing was abandoning the states. I mean, we have a whole industry that's essentially died.
But I mean, the thing is, all we can do is like, just, it's like, now, for example, I could have gone after Cult Cinema 83. It was like, he called me ludicrous. He had some jabs at me, and I could have like just gone off and attacked him. And I think, in a way, I think that's what Rob maybe thought I was gonna do, is get all ired up and go, hey, fuck you. I'm trying.
That's not what kind of a person you are, though.
But I'm trying to be better, because I know I can be mouthy. And but hey, I'm just human, and I'm flawed, and that's metal. Look at I mean, I love the fact that people are still talking about Ozzy Osbourne after he passed and still celebrating him in a way. And that guy was more flawed and more human, and he showed it all than almost anyone. I mean, the guy was a fucking crazy train wreck, if you want to really put it.
Well done, Dave. Well, but you know what though? He found a woman. He found a woman that loved him, unconditionally, who helped him along. They had great kids, great, but they did have kids. They lived. They
had great kids. They've all succeeded. They've all achieved.
Yeah,
I worked on and basically worked for Jack Osbourne for several years. Now, I never met him, but I worked for him. He was the producer and star of many successful television shows and still continues to this day.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that you look at that and you're like, that's a life well lived. And look at what happened weeks before he died. He did this final concert, and he had everybody who was anybody in that realm, in the metal realm, came to pay tribute to the king. To the king. And a man who was singing Crazy Train. Well, that was later, but all the way back to the late 60s. He was early
70s was Black
well, it started in 70,
right.
But
this is a guy that America was afraid of. He snorted ants. He bit the head off a bat. He bit the head off a dove. I mean, it's just like it goes on and on and on with this guy. Never mind the drug use. I mean, you want to. I mean, if you ever want to see the most entertaining, if you guys are into metal, one of them, probably the pinnacle. It's the pinnacle of like, okay, this is what metal was about at a particular time and everything. And one of the most entertaining portrayals of Ozzy before the Osbournes was Penelope Spheeris's Decline of the Western Civilization Part 2.
Part 2, the metal years.
The metal years. It's almost, if you're into metal, it's required viewing.
Yes, it is.
That's your assignment.
Although sometimes it's rough viewing. The lead singer of Wasp.
Oh no, it was not the lead singer. It was the lead guitarist, Chris Holmes.
Okay.
Chris Holmes, who I met and is a lovely guy, but people have demons.
Well, during that interview too, they interviewed him when he was gone.
Oh, it was amazing, and yeah, that'll be the thing that the metal years is known for the most. Not Ozzy, it's Chris Holmes and this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's an incredible documentary. Penelope Spheeris, again, who left the business because she still, after Wayne's World, was marginalized. It's fucking crazy. I got to meet her once, and it was very nice. It was like, hey, we've been, you and I have been very lucky with the people that we have gotten to meet.
Oh yeah.
And with a little coaxing, would probably remember us at times. But
do you know, by the way, did you see what Severin announced that they're releasing in 4K? Speaking of Penelope Spheeris, The Boys Next Door.
Oh, The Boys Next Door. a very rough movie to watch, a very underrated movie to watch.
Yeah. It's brutal.
It's a very good movie. It's weird when you think of, if you guys don't know, The Boys Next Door is about two serial killers in Hollywood, and it's Maxwell Caulfield and Charlie Sheen. Very early roles. They
were kids that go out. They're like in Arizona and they're bored. They're like teenage boys.
And they come to Hollywood.
And they go to Hollywood.
It's a very strong, powerful movie.
It's rough.
It's a rough movie. But
she would be canceled today.
It's very well done. Oh, you couldn't make the movie. I don't. Well, you could. You would have to make it under the same. Look, you'd need a new world of today, and there's not. And that, I mean, look, we can get into that whole thing too. But let's move on.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I want to talk about a little bit, Rob. Because we were going to try to do a show last week, and it didn't happen. Couldn't happen. You were having some technical problems, I know, with the Dieter show early, and you were getting ready to go to Vegas as well. So I said, let's call it. And I had some people I had to meet, And the thing is, to me, it's like, all respect for you and everyone watching. I love doing the show, but the thing is like when you got friends going, hey, let's hang out, and you have the other factors in mind, I'm like, I'm gonna go be with people, which I hope is understandable. But we were going to talk about Weapons and the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
So I saw Weapons the Thursday that it opened. And I called you later that afternoon because I wasn't a big fan. It didn't work for me. And it's kind of crazy because, I mean, one, it was a huge success over the weekend. But I just didn't get it. I was kind of like, to me, it wasn't, look, the marketing did a great job, but the marketing also, I guess nowadays what good marketing does is try to market a movie that isn't there. So I think I thought it was very well made and very well acted, but I just didn't get the story, and it just wasn't satisfying to me. But definitely the success of it, the success over the weekend and everything, it really made me want to try to understand it. And I don't know if I necessarily do. And look, personal taste and everything, it's like, fine. Bottom line is I'm not going to spend too much time on it because it's like, it's not a movie for me. Doesn't mean that I don't like obscure, obtuse, kind of fucked up things. I mean, I like David Lynch movies, and I'll be the first to say most of them I don't understand. Until I like Twin Peaks Fire Walk with me for 10 years. I don't know if I got it. I'd watched the TV show, but when I watched it 10 years later, when the Criterion Blu-ray came out, I watched it and I was like, oh, that's what this movie is about. I get it now. So maybe with Weapons, fuck, I don't know. Maybe in 10 years, I'll get it. Blair Witch Project to me. I mean, look, I'm dumb. I guess I need just, the pie in the face, basically, because the first time I watched Blair Witch, the only thing that was creepy to me was the very end in the house. 10 years later, I watched it after working on multiple paranormal documentaries and things that are basically kind of found footage. And then I watched it and I was like, I get it now. Yes, I get it. Sometimes, especially with genre films, because, we see so many of them in so many different eras and so many things, I think it can be a hindrance on potentially, because you've seen so many, you sort of like developed your like, well, I like this, I like that. So I'm not right, I'm not wrong about Weapons. It's just, right now it's not for me.
Well, it is. I mean, it is very divisive.
I hope I can appreciate it later on, but I also, and it's not look, he's very successful, and it doesn't matter if I'm critical or not. And is it critical? I like Barbarian, I think had an amazing first act. And then I was like, oh, it's this? No, for the people who haven't seen Barbarian, I'm not going to spoil it, even though it's been years now. Because it's not on physical media, and it should be.
I know.
But I wasn't the biggest fan of that either. Not about the filmmaking. Filmmaking was great. But I think these things for me, we should probably do a show at some point, if we haven't already, which I can't remember, about things being overhyped, about the marketing overhyping things, because it happens a lot, and very few times does that hype actually live up to.
Well, I mean, that's a good question in the sense that, like, for instance, I thought Longlegs had one of the great campaigns of all time, and I hated that movie.
Very hyped.
But I don't. It doesn't bother me when marketing does their job. And I think there's a lot of people. That's one thing. It's important to remember, and it's kind of the topic of this show. For everybody that has a deep background in horror, as we do, the people that have seen Longlegs, that's going to be their first big experience with a horror film in the theater. They might be, teenagers, and they're going to see something that they didn't expect, or they didn't know, or they didn't, and it's going to blow their minds.
I mean, that's the thing. If you go into Longlegs and you've never seen Silence of the Lambs, you've never seen Phantasm, you've never seen whatever devil movie that's popular, if you haven't seen these things, well, fuck, it's a whole different ballgame. There's something about the baggage that people who are more movie savvy carry into a movie, knowledge-wise, that I think can be a detriment. And unfortunately, and I wish I could just, every time I go sit into a movie, wipe away everything that I know and just look at it as it is. But the problem is I look at it with that knowledge of other things and go,
but I think that there's something, look, to me, if you're going to play in that sandbox, it's incumbent upon the filmmakers to also understand that they're playing in a sandbox that has existed for a long time. And they can't expect, they have to serve all of the audience.
I think that's unfair, though, because what they're trying to,
it's totally unfair.
It's totally unfair because someone like Oz Perkins or someone like Zach Cregger they're making, and they're allowed to make, more importantly, their personal take and their personal vision on these things. So it's unfair to expect them to. It's unfair to, I think, any movie, with a director of vision, which you always talk about, with a director of vision, to have to think about every movie that's come before, so I can outwit you there. Now, there's always going to be those people who do, but the thing is, perfect example. Tarantino doesn't worry that you might have seen City on Fire or something like that. He's like, I'm fucking lifting from this, I'm lifting from that, but I'm making it my own, and it doesn't matter.
But now, that's what he's doing. He's making it his own. But
again, he is. But the thing is, you could say with Longlegs, Oz Perkins is making it his own too. But it might not be for you. But he is making it his own.
But there is also good things and bad things, and I would say that Longlegs doesn't work. And I would say forget horror. I'm talking about it from a storytelling perspective. Like, I'll give you an example. There's a police investigation in Longlegs. None of it is credible. You're watching this going, anybody who's had you watch a CSI episode or Special Victims Unit on TV, the investigation that happens in Longlegs from the very beginning, none of it feels credible. And maybe it's not supposed to. Maybe it's supposed to be nightmare logic or whatever. But if you're going to play in the police investigation milieu, I think you owe it to the audience to try and make that part of your movie credible. I didn't ask him to write a story where one of the characters are cops. I didn't ask him to do that, but he decided to do it. And then I feel, and again, this is a value judgment. The movie made $70 million or something. So what do I know? But I think watching it, if you're a connoisseur or a consumer of stories, and you have been your whole life, we still get great stories that you don't expect in different genres. Look, who would have thought that the Final Destination movie that came out this year could show us something we didn't? We know what Final Destination is. We hadn't seen one in 14 years, but that movie was a lot of fun.
The thing is, the difference between that and the marketing of that and everything is because we've gotten 5 Final Destination movies before this, is there was very little expectation. The marketing on Longlegs, on Weapons, was so good. There was expectation, and the thing is, that's the fault of the individual.
Well, I also think the marketing was more clever in the case of Longlegs. Was more clever. The marketing campaign that they made for that film was more interesting in a way than the movie it was supporting. And I don't think that's necessarily great marketing, unless all you want to do is make the bottom line. Because that movie, if it delivered on the promise of the marketing, it probably would have made more money.
It's interesting. Okay, so guys, this weekend, there's a movie that came out. Eli Roth started a new company called the Horror Section. There's a movie out now in theaters. It's at AMC's. It's like 1,000 screen release, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I'm not exactly sure. Called Jimmy and Stiggs. It's a very independent movie that was shot on 16 millimeter. I'm touting this because I know the people who made it.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of them for making it. It's called Jimmy and Stiggs. It is a drug-fueled, crazy, batshit, in the spirit of Peter Jackson's first movie, Bad Taste, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and so much of this crazy stuff that I think is being marketed pretty damn well for a very small movie. But the thing is, marketing is showing you one thing, and the movie is that, and a lot more in a very different way. It's not going to be for everyone.
And Joe Bagos directed it, who made a movie called Bliss that I really, really liked.
Joe Bagos directed it. He did Bliss. He did Christmas Bloody Christmas, VFW with William Sadler.
Yeah.
Almost Human, The Mind's Eye. All these movies are worth checking out because it's like, here's someone who is like, I'm glad he got a win, and he got a real big win thanks to, with the help of Eli, because he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. And he spent 4 years making it in his apartment, destroyed his apartment. So it's like, hey, good on you. And I'm very happy for them. But it's going to be but like every movie, it's going to be very divisive. Like, Rob, the Fantastic Four, which I've only seen once. I had a blast with. I was so, but you know what it was? It was charmed. I was charmed by the movie.
Sure.
I had fun with it, and I didn't overanalyze it afterwards. I didn't break it apart. I was just like, I had a good time. So I don't know what it is. I'm a little surprised it didn't do better. Maybe it's, I don't know. I'm not sure why it didn't do better, but it's probably, I mean, I haven't seen everything that's come out this summer. I haven't seen F1. I missed it. I feel bad. I hate it that I missed it. It's the most fun that I've had so far this summer in the theater. But I don't know. There you go. Divisive again. And it's sort of,
well, okay.
roundly tailspins into our reimagining heroes.
Yeah, I would say, the topic for tonight, for those of you who are coming in and have this fixed discussion, it is reimagining heroes, the good and the bad of the evolution of popular characters. By the way, just so you know, I'm warning you, I'm going to talk a little Trek tonight because I can't not do it. Talk about reimagining heroes.
Well,
but I think
I can't believe I'm allowing it because of this.
But I think,
and obviously the image is a very direct reaction to something that came out this week that we'll get into.
Yeah. Well, but I want to talk about Fantastic Four. What I find very interesting, and I think that this is, people talk about superhero fatigue and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I was talking on the stream before this, and, Thomas Logan, who's another longtime viewer of this channel, was bringing up the things about, well, there's no superhero fatigue because Spider-Man No Way Home made $2 billion and Deadpool and Wolverine made $1.5 billion. But those are outliers. If you look at the Marvel movies that have come out, it's Phase 4, 5, and 6, of which I guess the beginning 4 and 5, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not what it once was. And I would say that part of the reason for that is that when Marvel was making the first 23 movies of the Infinity Saga, its 3 core characters each got a trilogy of movies within those 23 movies. leading up to Infinity War and Endgame. So we really got time, not just because the crossovers between films, but you really got time. I mean, how many in the history of movies, how many characters get trilogies in the first place, much less 23 movies that have interconnectedness the way the Infinity Saga had? So what was going on in those first 23 movies is unprecedented in Hollywood history. It had never happened before. And so when Marvel abandoned that formula, you know, they started making these kind of random movies about these characters. I mean, people said Iron Man was a C-list character when it came out in 2008, but then they made a Shang-Chi movie. And what's interesting about that is, like, I loved Master of Kung Fu when I was a kid because it was a combination of Enter the Dragon and James Bond movies. I mean, that's what it was designed for. And then Shang-Chi changed. So to me, it was Paul Gulacy and Doug Mensch who also wrote my beloved Moon Knight. And so they did the more modern take on Shang-Chi. And I liked Shang-Chi. I thought it was really entertaining. I love the fact that Tony Leung was Wenwu. I liked Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, and it was kind of a, you know, wuxia martial arts movie, but they didn't do anything with that character. You know, and so that character went nowhere. It didn't get a trilogy.
Can I interrupt for a minute? You know what would have made me love a Shang-Chi movie? With the way that they went with it. Little comedy and fantasy. If they had Stephen Chow direct it.
Oh, yeah. You know, like make it like Shaolin Soccer.
And Kung Fu Hustle.
And Kung Fu,
and Once Upon a Time in China. You know, all or What's My Time in the West, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
was his
you know, I think they were afraid of that. Like I getting a Hong Kong director like a Stephen Chow to make that movie would have been a very different movie. It would have been a Hong Kong, you know. It would have been.
But I think that's what to me that's what it felt that it needed.
Yeah.
It played the martial arts aspect and even the fantasy aspect a little too Marvel washed.
Yeah, no, it was, and then again, it was not washed enough. They needed it to be rough around the edges. They need to be more Big Trouble in Little China than it was. Because
the thing is, when you look at Black Panther and what Ryan Coogler did with that, he made it his own.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi to me, part of the problem I have with Shang-Chi felt like the director was overridden by Marvel. And they
didn't go far enough.
They didn't allow enough of a different pivot into the things that were inspired, that it was being inspired by, to really kind of take over. I mean, even I think even the director of one of the Ip Man movies would have been if they had trusted a vision like that, it would have been more satisfying to me. Now, I know some people really like it, and let me know in the comments your thoughts about that.
But no, I mean, look, and I think that what's happening, like, the problem is once Marvel is successful, Disney shareholders expect that kind of success to endure. You know, when the first 23 movies of the MCU, if you average out their grosses, it was $1 billion a film. $1 billion a film. No one in Hollywood would ever say that that's sustainable. It's never happened before. It's never going to happen again, ever. No matter what, it just won't happen again. It took over 100 years for that to happen. It will never happen again. But they expect it to. You know, they're like, well, why shouldn't this go on? And the fact is, you know, you can only see so many of the same movie for so long before you get tired of it. It's not that it's fatigue. It's just that storytelling, it's about the freshness of a story and the genre you're working in. And, you know, people call things, look, the Western genre, we talked about it, Bonanza was on from 55 to 75. 20 years of Western stories. They did everything Western you could possibly do. And then there was the radio show before that. The Western died. Not because people didn't like Westerns. It died because the Westerns didn't provide any kind of stories that people hadn't seen before. And it's not about fatigue. It's about the fact that when you sit down, you don't want to know what the end of the story is. And eventually, when you've seen all the different variations of a theme, you know what the end of the story is. And it's not about fatigue. It's about the fact that you already know what the story is that you're going to see. And nobody wants to do that again. If they figured out... And you
Sorry.
don't, you can't... The superhero genre is kind of locked into the fact that superheroes fight supervillains. And how do you reimagine that? You know, I don't think you can. So what you have to understand is we've now had, you and I did the special features for X1, X-Men 1.5 and then X2. X-Men was really that was the movie that ushered in the modern era of superheroes. You could say that Blade and
But Blade is not a superhero movie. It is a comic book movie just like The Crow, but it's not a superhero movie.
And 25 years, what genre has lasted as long as the superhero genre and is still making money? Fantastic Four, as of this moment, has grossed $445,281,566, and that's not with the entire weekend counted for.
That's nothing to sneeze about.
No, it's not. Well, when the movie costs $200 million, it is.
Sure.
But still, it's like at the end of the day, you know that with a superhero movie, it's not like Franklin Richards was going to get taken away by Galactus, at least in this movie. You know, and it's and if he does get taken away by Doom, which he probably will, then that's the impetus for the movie to start. But at the end of the day, we already know the ending. And when you have a genre where we already know the ending, then it begins to die out because people are not. It's not that they're fatigued; they're bored.
I think the other problem is this: after Infinity War and Endgame, you really started to dive down into there are no stakes. These characters can all come back in a way if they want them to. So it's like, so there's no stakes. So why should people care? It's like, oh, they just, Wolverine's dead. They can bring another one. And the thing is like,
well, that was the mistake of the multiverse,
right? And I think that's a big mistake. It's like, okay, well, there's no stakes anymore. It's like, well, we'll just have another one of them pop in, and it'll be fine. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, the one thing we can say right now is like very few of the Marvel characters are still around. You got Thor, who's still an OG. But again, they bring they bring an Iron Man, they bring a Tony Stark into one of these things. Like, great, fine, and so great. So it's like, that's the problem with doing these multi-film stories, these really big things. It's like, well, we can't really kill him, and now you guys have been talking about this forever, and they aren't even like undead zombies or something like that. I mean, in some form they are.
Well, the interesting thing about superhero movies is if like you just brought up zombies. The thing about, I think what's really interesting about zombie movies is you can tell many different stories within that genre. And 28 years later is different than, say, World War Z, which is different from Dawn of the Dead, which is different. I mean, it's a metaphor. The zombies are a metaphor for the collapse of civilization.
They have been since 1968. I don't think that they've done that much new with them since Romero.
No, but I mean
until 28 days later, because they aren't zombies. They're rage virus infected people, the same as World War Z. These are not zombies. These are not flesh eaters. These are not. It's a whole different thing that just sort of goes into it. But the thing is, after a while, it's like, how many more people can you eat?
Well, it's also how is civilization, going to deal with.
Sure, but I don't know if we've gotten that many interesting iterations of how civilization deals with zombies. You get something like Fido. That's a little different take.
That was interesting.
That was, at least it was different. it's like now it's like,
Well, Romero's
okay,
Own,
well,
it's
we
not a
got
great movie, but Land of the Dead is really interesting. How do you build a civilization in a post-zombie apocalypse world?
sure.
And they did interesting things in The Last of Us, showing them trying to build communities again, and how do you shift, and the fact that humans are going to human even in a world where life is at a premium. So there's more with superhero stories, though. You don't have a lot of latitude to tell different kinds of stories within these big IPs, because you're spending $200 million, so you can't do some indie treatise on the mental capacity of the taxing. Sometimes you'll get a movie like a Logan that really did a great job showing the latter half of which is essentially in a way a Western kind of.
But it's an Elseworld story, really, in a way.
Yeah. But it was really interesting to see where Logan was. You stripped him of all of his powers. His healing powers don't work. He's trying to take care of the most powerful mutant alive that can destroy the world with a thought. And there was a lot going on there that was really interesting that wasn't a typical superhero movie, but they couldn't do that for the MCU. It wouldn't. They have to give you these grand entertainments, and with there's only one more movie before we get to Doomsday, and the problem is, I think, with Doomsday is, who cares? The only thing interesting about Doomsday is we want to know, why is Robert Downey Jr. playing? How are they going to work that version of Doctor Doom into the universe? But after that, who cares? I mean, you bring all these characters.
Anyone who dies is not really dead anyway now. That's the problem. There's no. It's not like Marvel's saying, look, after Secret Wars, we're shutting down. We're not doing it anymore. We're done. We've done it. We're taking a hiatus of 5 years with nothing Marvel. Then they would never do that because it's a fucking business.
Well, but they might have to, because
they might be forced to.
The costs of Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to be such. I mean, there's reports that have come out that those two movies together are going to cost $1 billion to make.
And the thing is this, the funny thing is, Rob, the reality is with this crazy spending that we have and everything, it's no different than back in the 50s when studios were spending more money on movies to create spectacle and CinemaScope and all these things to get people back in the theaters, because the advent of TV at that time. And now with the advent of TV being arguably so much better in storytelling than most movies are.
Yeah.
And that seems to be what people want. So that's, again, everything is cyclical. It's strangely, we're just making the loop again of like, whoa, we have to spend all this money because it's the only way we're going to get people back into the theaters. I mean, I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing, but I guess the good thing is that the audience is saying, look, we don't want just these huge things. There's been a lot of smaller movies in the past year, 2 years that have done really well. And that's hopeful in a way. It's like, great. Everything that you're seeing in the theater. I mean, I think that's the other thing. I think people when you can show them anything, I think people get burnt out. It's like,
yeah, but then again, you see Warner Brothers, they had 6 movies open at $40 million or above, which is a new record for a studio.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's good business. But the thing, and luckily, several of those were...
3 of them were horror films.
And they were originals.
Yep.
Which is great. It's really, in that part, but the thing is like, I guess the tough part, you have to always make it sort of a little, when you're in this business, a little personal and stuff. And it's like, well, but still, the Jimmy and Sticks thing is inspiring in a way, because it's like, well, what's that leave for the little guys? At least like people are starting to, Terrifier and that, and even Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's like, okay, the little guys are getting a little bit of a chance again, and that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Because the thing is, I think but it's only good as long as people go.
Yeah. Yes.
And it's like, okay, well, what do they, what do people want? I mean, I also think, the reason we're not getting dramas and comedies even, and a lot of these things in theaters now, is people are fickle. They're fickle with their dollars. and their time, and time being the most valuable one. And that's the thing. It's like, I know you guys talked about the AMC thing about, oh, we're gonna strip it down by like 4 minutes or something. It's like, look, I'm in the theater. Yes, I guess you do have to remind people to fucking shut their phone off and shut the fuck up. I already bought my concessions. I don't need you to fucking tell me to get popcorn and soda. It's the fucking movies. I don't need Nicole Kidman to remind me why it's so fucking great to go to the movies. I'm already in the theater.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking need a rundown of why the theater I'm in is so special and so great with the Dolby Atmos and stuff. Just play the fucking movie. Cut those things out. Lose a trailer or two, but again, they're back ass words because it's all, as always, it's driven about money.
Well, yeah, I mean, but also, I mean, I think the idea of profit has also overtaken. It used to be that you provided. Look, Las Vegas. I'm very, having just been there. I've been watching a lot of stuff about Las Vegas, and they're talking about how tourism is way down, and people aren't going, and the city has changed, and the city has changed because it used to be that you'd go to Vegas and you could. Drinks were monumentally cheap because
or free if you were at it, even if you were at a slot machine.
Free if you're a slot machine at a gaming table. Food was cheap because they wanted you to spend all of your money at the tables. Well, now since all the corporations have come in and have taken over all the resorts, they're charging resort fees. It's become exorbitantly expensive. And you used to be able
parking alone is insane.
Yeah, when
parking is like $78 a day, and if you're staying at a place.
Well, and they're wondering why no one's going. It used to be that you could go to Vegas and have a great time and spend not a whole lot of money. All of that has gone away because they're soaking you because the corporations are looking at it's also like with movies. Everybody wants to get maximum profit, which I understand, but when you have a city like Vegas that lived and died on, now every meal is hugely expensive. Every drink, and I used to go to Vegas with like Sean in the 90s all the time. When I met my biological mother and she would hook us up, we'd go out there and we'd have to bring very little money and we would have a phenomenal weekend.
Yeah.
Rooms were cheap, everything was cheap, but now the corporations are all soaking you and it's killing the city because it's the antithesis of what happened, of how Vegas worked, and everybody wants to come in and make money. And I get that, but at the end of the day, look what you've done. You've taken your product and you've killed it. You've killed it because you want to make, and people they're not going to pull back and go, oh, we're going to charge less money. Okay, so watch your rooms go empty and watch players not at the tables and watch, because you've made it not fun. Every celebrity chef has restaurants in every joint now. Even in Guy Fieri has a Mexican restaurant in the Rio, and it's like their Mexican dishes, everything's $30. It's like I'm getting a burrito. It's $30 and margaritas are $25 each. It's like what world are you living in? And so Vegas will die, and movies are the same thing. I mean, everybody wants to maximize. They want to get for every dollar spent, they want to get $10 in profit, and it didn't used to be that way. Look, I'm a big capitalist, but capitalism only goes so far, and people only have so much money.
And I think the other problem the last time I was in Vegas, what shocked me and what diminished it for me was that everything was digital. It was like you go to a roulette table or a craps table now, it's all digital. There's no one working the table. There's the lack of personal connection with, it's like, how many times had you been at a blackjack table and you're interacting with the dealer?
Well, you can still do that. I mean, but
the thing is, so much of it has gone away.
Yeah, and that was the fun part. I mean, even interacting with the other players as well. And that was all part of it was a much more social place. Now it's like everything else, the corporatization of everything. Well, the same is true of like movie theaters. I really love my local Harkins theater, the Harkins chain. I saw the head of Harkins speak at CinemaCon, and we have the Harkins Mountain Grove 16 that's here, and they have a Cine XL, it's like their equivalent of Dolby, and it's The bar, they always have great people working behind the bar. You know, girls that actually have seen horror films and can talk to you about them, and which is fun. But and they have lots of they have their own app. They have lots of reward points that it doesn't take you 10 movies to get a reward. You know, they have a very robust reward point system, which is great to use. And I just think that the world, as much as, you know, the idea of, look, there's nothing wrong with getting profit, but there's only so much money to go around. And now it's getting to the point where our administration, with all the tariffs, it's like we're paying those tariffs. And it's not the foreign countries that pay tariffs. And it's not like manufacturing is going to be coming back to the United States anytime soon, because Americans don't want those jobs. We might get American factories built again, but they're all going to be automated. You know, it's not going to be. And with movies, when you look at films, the idea is you can't spend $200 million on movies anymore. You know, you just can't. You've got to figure out a way. You could make a great superhero movie with no special effects and superheroes in a room if you wanted to. I mean, people might not go see it, but you don't have to spend $200 million. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I said, if you make a new Star Trek film, they're talking about making Star Trek movies. The modern day Star Trek film has not made any money. They've never broken $500,000 or $500 million on $200 million spends. It's not that kind of a franchise. You make a Star Trek movie for $100 million, well, then you have something. Then you can make a profit.
Or less. I mean,
or less.
I mean, fucking Wrath of Khan was made for what, 15?
11.
Back in the day.
Yeah. 43 years ago, but still, you had the TV division coming in and making. Motion picture was a lot of money. Of course, it's not as much as they thought, because everyone calls it $44 million, but that was because they put the development of Planet of the Titans and also the Star Trek Phase 2 series. So you had a movie and a television show that they'd spent millions of dollars on that they had to recoup that money too. So that's why Star Trek the Motion Picture cost $44 million, but Wrath of Khan cost a fraction of that because they brought in the TV division at Paramount and made it like a TV show.
And I think the difference is too, they were making a movie about a story about characters and stuff like that, and not about the spectacle. And everything about these new ones is all about like, ooh, look at this. That's everything is spectacle, and it's not so much about the character.
And meaningless. I mean, you make a Shawshank Redemption. If you made a Shawshank Redemption Star Trek movie, now Shawshank Redemption didn't make a lot of money initially at the box office. It did very well on video and cable. I read, what was it? I saw something, they were talking about money. In some movie that we all know, and I forget which movie it is, it'll come to me, made like $20 million at the box office, but ended up making $44 million in home video. And that's what used to happen.
And it's so funny too now, because the thing is like the studios willingly destroyed their own secondary market. They've destroyed their secondary market of making profits by embracing the streamers so much. Now I get it. It's like, well, you can't stop progress and everything. But the thing is, early on, you probably could have controlled a little more. So you weren't destroying a market that now people are going to end up being lamenting is a dying format, which is physical media, except when it's boutique or specialty things. And it's like, who poured the Kool-Aid on streaming for all these studios to go, yeah, sure. It's like, and had not the foresight to go, well, if we're all in on this and everything else, we're gonna cut our.
I mean, they pulled Superman out of theaters, and it made 1.5. It's not pulled out of theaters, but they're putting it on VOD, and Superman $1.5 million yesterday in the theater.
Right.
I mean,
because now, once you, that's the thing. Now that it's out. Well, there's piracy, so it's all over the place now. People can get it for free if they try hard enough. And why would you go spend the money to go see it in the theater when I can sit on my couch and watch it? And it's not as big, but I can pause it and I can go get popcorn, and that doesn't cost me $60 to get popcorn for everyone, and I can go take a crap, and it's great. And watch it anytime I want for $30.
Well, the problem with streaming is nothing makes any money. You know, you spend $200 million like when Netflix made The Gray Man, or they made Red Notice,
Right.
or they made the Electric State for $300 million. They're $300 million. I mean, the Russo brothers between Gray Man and Electric State spent $550 billion or $1 million, halfway to $1 billion on 2 movies.
Yeah.
How do you even justify that when your only income is through subscriptions?
Which is why they keep upping the subscription prices to things. So,
but anyway, we got some super chats. We got some things that people are firing. We got some good.
well,
good
Rob, you go full screen for a minute so I can relieve myself and refresh, and then I'll be right back.
Okay, I will go full screen, but I'll wait for you to come back to do super chats because people want to hear from both of us.
Okay,
not just
here we go.
Wah,
here we go.
Not just me.
Let's I'll give you a topic to talk about.
Okay.
Why is Almost Famous one of your most metalist movies that you love?
Okay, that's a good question. Why is Almost Famous probably in my top 10 films of all time? Because it is a coming-of-age story that I can relate to, and it's the story of an outsider, somebody who loves rock and roll, loves music, but is a fan. But through his love and his work, he gets to go through the looking glass and enter the actual realm of what he loves. And in seeing it from all aspects, ultimately at the end of the day, he is both demystified by it, and his love is also enhanced by it. And that to me is what growing up is all about. Plus the great characters, the great acting, the great direction and writing of Cameron Crowe, the great music. I mean, Fever Dog is one of the great fictitious songs written for a movie. The love story, or the lack thereof. There's nothing about Almost Famous that I don't love. And I think it's a truly magical movie, especially the bootleg cut, which I love more than the regular version. I think it's like 20 minutes longer. And it's funny, I initially found the bootleg cut, believe it or not, this is a crazy thing to say, but I found that in Bulgaria when we were making The Hills Run Red. I found the Blu-ray, the international Blu-ray of Almost Famous with the bootleg cut that I'd never seen in Bulgaria while we were producing that film, and bought it there, which I thought was wild. I mean, it made me realize that, you know, American pop culture goes everywhere. So I answered that question. It was a good question, Dave. So we've got a bunch of questions.
Rob's making money.
Well, no, it's not about making money. It's
all about making money. Don't you know? This is our problem. It's all about making money. Send us more. I got to feed the dogs, guys. Send us more.
It's true. Darth Plato says, if you think about it, Rob, the superhero is adopted from the Greek hero theme. 50s movies were replete with these movies. Hercules was Superman first. That's absolutely true. I mean, having, whether it's Gilgamesh or Beowulf, or you're having all the heroes, all the pantheon of Greek heroes and gods and all of those things. Absolutely 100%, because we've needed those.
Yeah, before Superman, there was the Lone Ranger. And before that was, and then movie-wise, then there was Sinbad.
Yeah.
The Harryhausen movies.
The Scheherazade telling her story so she could save her honor, 1001 Nights. 1001 Johnny says, Dave, I really love your sentiments. If I might say, Cavill's Superman took today's hardships on the chin. That makes me want to try a little harder.
Thanks.
Yeah. Sci-Fi Extremist says, maybe it's not a healthy outlook, but I lean into the joy of escapism a lot. I'm someone that would take Batman Forever on rewatch over The Dark Knight. Them's fighting words.
No, it's not. It's like, that's personal preference. Good on you. And there's a lot to like about Batman Forever, I think.
I do too. But I can understand that, because there's the tone of it. It's The Dark Knight it's a brutal, depressing movie. I love it, but even at the end of the day, Batman literally gets run out of town.
Yeah.
It's not a happy-go-lucky kind of a film. So,
but again, I think the thing is there's a Batman for all of us.
Yeah, there is.
There's a Batman. There's the Adam West era. There's the Michael Keaton era. There's the Nolan era. There's the Snyder era, and there'll be what there is next.
Yeah,
and it's like,
well, and then we've got the Matt Reeves era, and we're getting
and the Matt Reeves era, yes, which again is dark. It's like you want dark, cynical, and depressing. Well, you still got it with some superhero movies, guys. It's just like it's still there.
Yep,
it's like there you go.
Outside barking at me. Miss 50 and Still Metal says,
"Oh yeah,
this just might be one of the best ever Midnight Metal episodes. Mad respect to Cult Cinema 83, to Dave, and to Rob." Miss 50 and Still Metal is so nice. She's been here for a long time. Let's hear it for her.
That's really nice. That's really nice to say. Thank you.
Very nice of you to say. Thank you so much.
And look, thanks, Cult Cinema 83.
Yeah. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of people are firing in the questions. These are good.
I know, it's awesome.
DUI Champ says, "Hey Rob, Gladys." Okay, this is about weapons. Dave. "Hey Rob,
yeah.
Gladys told her nephew she was sick and needed his classmates. Was it explained why she took the kids?"
In a very fairy tale sense, yes.
I mean, they don't really. And this is another thing. You're waiting for these answers because they show you a mystery. And Alvaro pointed this out to me. He's like, they start out with this mystery, and we're expecting when you tell us a mystery that you're going to get the answers. You're going to find out the details. And this does not do that. This is a mystery that starts out as a mystery that's actually a fairy tale, but you don't know that. So you have to assume, even though I don't like to assume things, that, I mean, those kids were there for how long? Months? Just
a little over a month.
Yeah, so they're standing there and they're being fed. I mean, I assumed that Gladys was living on the energy of all the people that she was controlling, that it was keeping her. But they don't tell you. You kind of have to infer. And to me, what's so interesting about the movie, when I watch it a second time, Gladys has done everything she can. She doesn't want to draw attention to herself, but she's as loud. I mean, she puts up newspaper on the windows of the house. She doesn't even have the kid go out and get the papers. She's discovered because papers are on the driveway, even though people are watching. The cops are watching people going in and out of that house. She doesn't do anything. Everything she does tips off that there's something strange going on. So you can't, if you start looking at anything logically, it kind of falls down. But we want to, Kreger put the expectation in us that he was going to give us these answers, and he doesn't really do that. So you kind of have to infer that she was sick, so she's doing this to stay alive because she's also vampiric. She's a parasite. I mean, they get that, you get that home the whole day, that she's a parasite of some kind.
And there's something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you going to call? Alden Ehrenreich, and he's not going to help. Eminem, that's the name. E-M-N. That's good. Barbarian had a big impact on my mindset going into weapons, so when it took its bonkers turn, it wasn't a huge surprise, and I had a good time with it. I'm glad.
That's good.
I wish I did.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd read the script.
And you're probably right. Probably should have had that mentality going in, well, Barbarian got a little wacky. I probably should expect more of this. I just.
But the thing about Barbarian is like, Barbarian had more. Like, the turn that Barbarian takes is obviously weird and bizarre, but I believed it. Whereas Weapons, it broke the covenant that a film has with me. Look, as I always say about genre films, you get one big ask. And it broke that for me. because it didn't explain and it didn't offer. And sometimes, look, people have been. I mentioned that Peter Weir's movie Picnic at Hanging Rock, where the girls disappear and they don't explain it. I was always under the impression that it was based on a true story. Well, the original book said one way. It didn't. It isn't. It turns out it's not based on a true story. And people kept saying that to me. But in my mind, when I saw it, because I saw it in the 70s, I thought it was. But with Picnic at Hanging Rock, you know kind of going in that you're not going to get an explanation of where these girls disappeared to. But in Weapons, they start out by telling you, they ask the question, where did these kids go and why did they disappear? And if you ask that question, you have to answer it. And they don't, I mean, they tell you where they went, but you don't know why. You kind of get why. But in terms of horror, you've got to ask yourself, because she has a lot of, Gladys, for a parasite, they even show you nature films about how parasites work in the movie. But Gladys had a lot of power for a parasite. And they didn't really define it. And that was part of the film. And I guess you have to go with that. Even with Nightmare Logic in a Lucio Fulci movie, I didn't have as hard a time accepting it as I do with Weapons. Even though I
think the problem, I think for me, I think the problem going into it, and maybe that the voiceover should have been a clue, was that it was a fairy tale, and you're not supposed to really ask these questions.
Right.
It's a weird thing, because someone Darth Player just pointed out, Phantasm doesn't answer it either. It doesn't make any. It's like it's all over the place. True. Phantasm is very obtuse as far as like, well, how does this work and everything, but it does give you the very simple answer of, well, he's from another planet or another dimension, and he's an.
They're reviving dead people, crushing them down so they can be slaves on the gravity of their home planet. I mean, Phantasm is one of my favorite. It remains one of my favorite horror films of all time.
It's probably my favorite horror series. If I had to pick one, if I had to go, well, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Chucky, Saw. This, I'd probably go with Phantasm. For some reason, it's weird. Because I like the weirdness of it. I just think that it does things more satisfying to me in what explanations it has than Weapons did. And Weapons is not meant to be a series. Now they're talking about it now because it made so much money.
Yeah,
and
I have no interest.
we're going to do a prequel and stuff. And I have a feeling that probably won't happen. Just like Sinners doesn't need any more. It's like, go do something else.
Right. Castle Grayskull asks, which superheroes would you be, Rob and Dave?
Ooh.
What superhero would you be?
Boy, that's... See, the thing is, you don't want to be Wolverine because he's fucking tortured. So who wants to be tortured all the fucking time? I mean, just emotionally, he's tortured. You don't want to be the Crow because he's fucking emotionally tortured, as cool as he is.
Yeah.
You don't want to be Batman because he's fucking haunted by death of his parents, and yeah, he's got a lot of money and everything. But the thing is like, well, if I was fucking Bruce Wayne and stuff, I'd be out on the boat. I'd be having fun. Like, fuck justice. I'm gonna go. Fuck the supermodel. I'm gonna go have fun here. So, wow.
Somebody said I'd be Dirk Diggler. Oh, if only to have that cock. That's all I can say.
Let's see. Who would? Yeah, who? Who'd be?
That's actually a really great question. Like, which? I mean, I'm thinking about the pantheon of superheroes.
I definitely would have to be one that could fly.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking, I Captain Atom. Which is it's a character that was brought into the DC universe, but Captain Atom is somebody like to have those powers would be fun. You know what? I wouldn't mind being the Flash. Could travel around the world. And
you know what I want to be? I want to be Swamp Thing. I want to be the one with the green.
Yeah, but then you don't have your human body.
but I got a body. I don't need a human body.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
I mean, he still got down with Abigail Arcane. I mean, he still got busy.
It's true. It's true.
You know, it'd be awesome to be Sandman, but he's so depressed all the fucking time that, you know, it's like, why would you want to be him?
Yeah.
So maybe one of the Endless, though, you know, but is that really, that's not really a superhero.
No. I'd want to be probably, if I wasn't like, I mean, Captain Atom isn't fun because nobody knows Captain Atom, but maybe an X-Man, you know.
Which one? They're all tortured.
Well, not all it. Not. I mean, you have all your
Iron
friends.
Man. Iron Man has fun. At least he knows how to have fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't either. I'd have to think about that.
Picking my favorite superhero is probably easier than like which one would I want to be, and like what like Mystique is like you could be anyone.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
I mean, I would say something like Superman, but then you're responsible. Like I wouldn't want to have to
because
be a
when you
superhero.
have that much,
I don't want to be
when
responsible.
you have that much power.
Yeah, if I'd still want to do the same stuff that I want to do now. I mean, if there was something I could do that would make me enough money that I could go out and make our own, we could finance our own films. That would be good.
You know, someone said, "Oh, Dave would be fucking Ghost Rider." I don't want to be. That guy's tortured.
Yeah,
No,
I mean that's
that's terrible. I'd rather be 70s Shang-Chi. I mean, it was like, you know, fucking kicks ass and has mystical shit, and yeah, but you know, it's still kind of cool.
It's true. Like, yeah.
I would probably be the Spectre or the Phantom Stranger or something like that. That's probably what I would end
that'd
up
be cool.
being.
Yeah, the Phantom Stranger would be cool to be.
You know who would be cool? Etrigan.
The demon.
I could be demon, but then maybe there a time when he could snap out of it, you know.
Maybe. Well, then you have a human side too. And if you're Etrigan, imagine you could become a rapper. You could Etrigan could be a you could totally, with all of his rhyming, that guy his lyrical flow would be immense.
I'll tell you guys, if I ended up being any superhero, I would be some marginal character. I would be a Micronaut or a Rom Space Knight or something like that. I would end up. I look with my luck, I would end up being Howard the Duck. It's just, you know, it's just like, you know, fuck. You know, the Bloodstone guy,
Bloodstone.
the original. Like,
oh,
I forget the hunter guy of monsters and shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I want to be that. I mean, it'd be. I mean, Richie Rich. That's the character I want to be. I want to be.
If you're gonna go Richie Rich, I want to be Jackie Jokers. So
cool. I'm rich, and I'll pay you to be my court jester.
Yeah, I love Jackie Jokers.
Or hot stuff. There you go.
I mean, come on, having a hot devil girl. Come on.
That's right, hot stuff.
So we have. Let's see. So Darth Plato says, "I'd be multiple man. Not enough time in the day to do everything I need to do. Plus, if you were multiple man, just imagine what your dates would be like."
And if you didn't have any dates, just think what you could do with yourself.
Touche. And I would too. You know, that'd be amazing. At least you'd know how to touch yourself. Signal Strength 5 says, "Call me an optimist, but I feel that we're on the cusp of a film renaissance. With your expertise, you two should be leading the charge, but you'll probably need to escape LA." Well, so I'll tell you what the big problem is with independent filmmaking, which wasn't the problem. I mean, it was to a certain extent, but first of all, it's very difficult to get something financed because you can't guarantee a return. And when you're dealing with just low budget distributors, they will fuck you every step of the way. You don't have people that you can trust. And if filmmakers if there was a great distribution network like what Joe Bagos did with what Eli Roth is doing, putting movies directly into AMC's. Again, you'd need the kind of money they didn't have in marketing dollars, so nobody knew the movie came out. I mean, some people did, I don't know how it's going to do in story.
It's not, but it's direct audience new, and that's the thing. But which is not great because. But the thing is, that type of thing. You need the word of mouth.
Yeah,
Terrifier is a much better example. And the thing is, when you look at it, like 5 years ago, AMC, none of these people would have been compliant with having an unrated gonzo fucking movie come out.
No.
It's changed, but it's also it's very difficult because the thing is like we can't, we're not in the days there's the thing is, things like Tubi and everything there, it's not like Tubi is not a drive-in. It's still a corporate entity. And the thing is they're just not handing out checks that easily. They're also having a say of what gets made. So it's not like you could with a Tubi have an AIP and just go make your crazy movies. It's also in this day and age, it's like, but the thing is they want to make movies for the AIP prices that were being made in the 50s,
right?
Which was like $60,000. The thing is, it can't be done. It's not impossible, but the quality.
You can't.
If you aspire to make a good movie, it goes down exponentially now.
Well, and the one thing in the streaming world,
the thing is, sorry, Rob, because the thing is this: the most valuable part of an independent, low-budget movie isn't even the budget; it's the time. Being able to have the time to shoot it. I mean, The Asylum brazenly admits that they make movies in 5 to 6 days.
Well, and also look, The Asylum, I don't know where they're at now, but even the world's changed for them, because one of the byproducts of streaming that people don't talk about is when you go to a streaming service, all movies have the same thumbnail. They're all judged, like every movie, Apocalypse Now is judged as the same as antiviral. Sure, Brandon Cronenberg, but people are looking at that, and you're seeing one of the greatest movies of all time right next. I mean, Antiviral, I think, is actually quite a good movie, but that was maybe a bad example. But when you're looking at them on a streaming service, suddenly everything is on an equal playing field. And if you watch Apocalypse Now and you click on the next movie and it doesn't provide a semblance of the quality that Apocalypse Now had, which is one of the great movies ever made, people won't tune in, and then that movie doesn't get watched, and it doesn't have the analytics on streaming, and it gets memory hold very, very quickly. So the thing about that is the problem with indie cinema is if you look at what happened in the late 80s with Soderbergh making something like Sex, Lies, and Videotape, nobody ever heard of Steven Soderbergh. And even independent film festivals, they don't want to take films they've never heard of. They want to take films from filmmakers. They want to take an A24 movie. There's no independent film market left. And I would also say there's not a lot of independent filmmakers. Like, look, when you watch, I was there the Saturday Phantasm opened. And when I watched Phantasm, I'm like, this film was really well made. Even though it was micro budget, less than $1 million, I was thoroughly entertained. I never thought to myself, this movie is shit, because it was beautifully filmed. It had real wit behind it. It had some really fun visual effects. It had great practical effects. It was genuinely scary. It had Fred Morrow, Malcolm Seagrave's score. And that movie came off, and I saw it in a theater. My mind was blown, and it had tits. And it was unrepentant. And you saw that movie, and it belonged in a theater. And nowadays, the standards, like Don Coscarelli was working on the top of his game, even though he had nothing. But he wasn't going to, the shots that he was getting were shots that looked like they belonged in a movie theater. And I don't think that's necessarily true today. And when you see movies that have no budget, they look worse than ever because people know less about making movies than they ever have, which is weird.
Well, I think the other thing is, too, the audience, I mean, that's the thing. The audience, say, going to Tubi, where you're barraged with A movies, with B movies, with C movies, with D movies to Z movies. And they all have just this postage stamp art. Well, the audience is, unless they're really looking for that. But the thing is, there's so much that you spend a half hour like scrolling through to find something to watch. And I don't know. I mean, for me, I just like, I give up. I like tap out and just pick the easiest thing that there is most of the time, instead of like, oh, I'm gonna give something this chance because fuck, I'm exhausted just scrolling. Whereas it was a little different. There is also the community aspect of going to a video store and looking at the boxes and having someone next to you go, oh man, you should check that out. That's really cool, because they saw you maybe pick up the box and look at it and go, oh dude, Phantasm, telling you, trust me. You don't get that anymore with streaming. You don't have anyone like next to you browsing something else going, oh hey, that's really cool. I have to do it afterwards.
Dude,
or they see it before.
I saw a trailer today for a movie I'd never heard of that looked great. A horror film. It looks like it's a folk horror movie set in the 70s, produced by Elijah Wood and Daniel Noah's company Spectre Vision, their new company, and it stars Dev Patel. First-time director, and the movie's called Rabbit Trap.
Second-time director. Don't forget Monkey Man.
Oh, did he direct Monkey Man?
Yeah, he directed Monkey Man, which was great, which I did see in the theater.
I read this article. It said Bryn Chaney in his full-length feature
Oh,
debut.
maybe that's the okay. Oh, okay. I thought Dev Patel maybe directed it. Sorry.
Oh no! Oh no! It's written and directed by a guy named Bryn Chaney, and I watched the trailer and I'm like, because I love folk horror movies, and I'm like, this looks great. Not a lot of money. The trailer, very very effective. It looked phenomenal. And I love the fact that that Elijah Wood is now producing films for other people. He's not even in this movie. He's producing it. And it looked great. I'd never heard of this film until today. It was on, trailer pops up on YouTube, and suddenly I'm like, what's that? And looked terrific.
Well, with Raw. Oh, wait. How many more super chats? We got to get through these so we can actually get back on topic.
Yeah, but there's a lot. I mean, these are good questions.
Okay, well, blast through them.
Swift Brooklyn says, a streaming push made sense during the pandemic when theaters were closed, but the continued short windows between theaters and streaming post-shutdown is ridiculous and is killing the business. I totally agree, and it was great to hear David Ellison and the people at Skydance say they are totally committed to theatrical releases. They have no interest in making streaming movies. And I was like, amen. Good for them. I loved hearing that. Apocalypse Cow says, do you think Unbreakable is a better superhero movie than most superhero movies made since? What did you think when it came out?
I thought it was interesting. I like the fact that they're definitely that Unbreakable definitely took a different approach to a quote-unquote superhero movie. I thought that was interesting, and the performances were great, so I like it.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, it's like, I liked it a lot too, but the idea is they set up like a supervillain and a superhero, quote-unquote, in the real world. But to me, I never looked at it. It was playing with those archetypes, but it didn't, it was interesting. I liked it. But
it's an Elseworld. It's not a traditional superhero movie.
DUI Champ says, you're scaring the shit out of me. Tonight I'm flying from PA to Vegas for the first time in my life. Going to see Vegas and LA. Is that bad? I'm dying to see the Scum and Villainy Cantina. Have any recommends? Well, first of all, look, there's still a lot of fun to be had in Las Vegas. But you're going to spend a lot more money than you would have, say, 10 years ago or 20 years ago. There's a lot going on. I mean, there's things in Vegas that are absolutely incredible. There's a lot to see, a lot of places to go, a lot of stuff to do. There is a lot of restaurants to eat in, and it's fun. So don't worry about that. And the Scum and Villainy Cantina is a lot of fun. I don't know if they have anything coming up in their schedule, but yeah. You're going to have a good time, DUI Champ. Don't worry about it. Richard Fairbanks, other than the fact that it's going to be hot as balls in Vegas, Richard Fairbanks says, I love Lester Bangs and Almost Famous. The only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone else when you're uncool. Absolutely. And that was, by the way, the uncool was one of the proposed titles of that movie. So anyway.
Next.
Ride the Sano? I think
Quickly.
so. Cheers, gentlemen. Weapons has crossed 120 million, 71.18 domestic. On a side note, I'm bummed The Running Man moved to November 14th, so no double feature with Predator Badlands. That would have been metal. It's true, but let those two movies have their own runway. I mean, the fact that we're getting The Running Man, Predator Badlands, and The Long Walk, I'm stoked. Michael Piatowski says, I was just happy Jordan Peele did not get his hands on the movie. He tried. He tried to get Weapons. He got outbid.
Though I gotta say, him looks really interesting. I like the fact that they're trying to do a sports horror movie because I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't either.
Knowledge.
I'm really looking forward to seeing where that's going. It looks wild.
It does.
It looks really wild. Apocalypse Cow says, what do you think of Tarantino saying he and David Fincher are the best directors?
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. A lot of people have pushed back on that, but I would say there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, one of the things about Quentin Tarantino, he's an auteur. He writes and directs his own stuff, and he's certainly, I mean, his movies, he's got a pretty great filmography, and I think so does David Fincher.
Yeah, they got a pretty good track record when you put. I mean, I think they're like. I don't think they're saying of all time. I think they're saying currently, because the other thing is they're also allowed to do what they want.
Yes.
So how many? I mean, but I don't. It's like, and it could have been taken out of context. Who knows? The thing is, when you meet Tarantino, he talks so fucking fast. It was probably taken out of context. I don't think he meant to like diss all filmmakers out there.
No. And I think Tarantino, there's a lot of people working today, but there's not a lot of people working at the level those two guys are working at that can get things done. I think it's wild that he wrote this script about Cliff Booth and David Fincher's directing it. I just think that whole thing, it's wild that it's happening. It's wild. Kelvin Wellborn, our friend Kelvin from Down Under, celebrates 40 months of channel membership. Well, thank you, Kelvin. I appreciate it. Kelvin is a good man. He's my man down under if I need something.
He's your man down under, huh?
My man down under. By the way, did you see that Twins of Evil is going to be released in a 4K box set for the first time, but in Australia?
I did.
I got to order that. It's only 1,500 of them. I love the
How would they say that in Australia? Twins of Evil.
Twins of Evil, mate.
Twins of Evil.
Hammer. I'm going to drink some VB, mate. A slab of VB.
It's fucking good hammer movie.
But yeah, I want to buy that. I mean, only 1,500. I love the Karnstein.
You want to buy that? What? You?
I know.
What? How do you afford all this?
What do you mean? How do I afford it? Well, I mean, you know what? To be honest,
every Sunday or most Sundays, you bring out a stack
of what
how much of that is sent to you, and how much do you buy?
A lot of it is sent to me.
I wish I was you. I wish a lot was sent to me because I haven't bought a disc in months.
Of what I have to show tomorrow, I only bought one disc. I only bought The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from Arrow.
Guys, we're broke. You know that? Oh, wait, I'm broke. Rob's living off that. Let me know your thoughts.
I've never have any. I'm so underwater you can't even believe it. And plus, I owe a lot of money for Tango Shalom. I mean, for Tango Shalom, True Noir.
Says you're a gigolo. Who's buying that?
I used to be, not anymore. I got to work out to be a gigolo and use a penis pump. But
God,
it all works, dude. It all works. I'm just saying, I don't have the boogie.
Just need a little Penis pump action.
I need to make it bigger. Yeah, I can't be a gigolo with. That's why I'm a cunning
Thicker.
linguist. That's why I'm a cunning
Thicker.
linguist.
Thicker.
Yeah, bigger all around.
Girth.
It's
Go
true.
for girth.
So we're done. We are caught up, sir.
Oh.
So
how
now
special.
what?
Well, let's go back into our topic here. So, okay. So this week, the Jason universe
Oh yeah.
and Angry Orchard debuted a 15-minute short film that is the official return of the character of Jason Voorhees in 16 years. The last time he was ever around was the 2009 Friday the 13th reboot. So he's back for an extended commercial for Angry Orchard beer.
Yes.
Now, I don't know how to feel about this. One, the short is what it is, but can you really judge this short as being canon and everything else? And there's a lot of it's just kind of, look, I don't think they had a lot of money at all to do this.
No.
I think the sad part is that from reports I'm hearing is that what's coming next is in the Friday the 13th universe is a few more commercials with Jason. And there is the Crystal Lake series that is going to be for Peacock, I think, that they're shooting right now.
It's A24's first TV series. That if another great shame is that we're not getting Brian Fuller's version of the show.
I mean, we don't know that. I mean, I'll give them this.
I do, because I have scripts from it.
Yeah, but you haven't read the news script, so you don't know. You don't know if the new stuff is good or not. But anyway, what I'm saying,
it's not going to be nearly as good as what Brian Fuller did.
Who knows? You're probably right. But the thing is, too, I'll give it a little hope. I mean, it's nice that they're shooting in Blairstown, New Jersey, where the original was shot. So they are they're doing seemingly some fan service, right? I don't know. It's a funny thing when you grow up with a character that literally originates from when you're a youngin' and you've been throughout their entire cinematic quote unquote life to now, and then you get a beer commercial, basically a glorified one where you're placing apples in scenes because you have to.
Well, how do you feel about I obviously Jason? This is 45 years of Jason Voorhees now. Actually, that's not true because he wasn't in. He does show up at the end of the original Friday the 13th, but we'll just go with it. So, 45 years of Friday the 13th because the first movie came out in 1980. It was my birthday movie. My dad took my friends and I to see it for my 13th birthday, and we've had this whole series of films, and you're a big fan. I went and saw all of them in the theater when they came out. Growing up, it was a big part of my childhood. The Friday the 13th movies, and
they were great. They were great communal experiences. They're wonderful going to see in the theater with a pumped crowd. Because the thing is, Friday the 13th movies, as much as I hold them dear and I love them and stuff, they're fucking dumb as rocks as far as script and plot and everything else. But you're not going for that.
But one of the greatest nights of my life in a movie theater was spent seeing Friday the 13th 3D. I will never forget that showing as long as I live. It was insane. It was the greatest movie-going experience. The audience was absolutely nuts, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But so how do you feel about now he's selling Angry Orchard cider?
The fact that Angry Orchard didn't go Angry Orchard beer, killer beer, in their promotional is wow, what a missed opportunity.
But why would a brand co-brand? I mean, Sydney Sweeney talks about she has good genes when she's promoting jeans. Why would a brand turn to Jason Voorhees, a masked serial killer that has murdered teenagers, preferably ones that just lost their virginity? Why would Angry Orchard as a brand choose to do that?
Well, because he's become, as a brand, as a marketing tool, bigger than the movies, I guess. But the thing is, it's a weird choice. I mean, the only thing that I remember seeing, I mean, other people might remember this better. Freddie may have sold other things besides his own 976 hotline. I don't remember that he did. I mean, forget the toys and the marketing and stuff that happens through those movies, but directly, it just felt, well, it didn't even feel like fan service. It felt like fans who liked those movies did it, but it still didn't, even though it was, I guess, quote unquote, kind of official, it wasn't, because we've gotten so much with the lawsuits and who owns the rights to this and that and everything else. It's all fucking weird now.
But it was settled. Victor Miller settled that lawsuit.
They settled it. You know, the thing is, Sean Cunningham never fucking liked the fucking series anyway. He was doing it to make money. He did it brilliantly, and that's what he was doing. It wasn't like, oh, he was dying to make the series. It was like, he looked at Halloween and said, hey, I can do this. No one's used the Friday the 13th as a title. That's crazy.
Dude, I've never forgiven Sean Cunningham for covering up Lori Loughlin's breasts in The New Kids when she took a shower. He let me down.
That's a rough movie, though. Still, The New Kids, guys, if you haven't seen that one, that's a rough movie. A little James Spader bleach action there.
Oh, man.
I'm just telling you, it's a
Lori Loughlin, man, my beauty from Secret Admirer, one of the most forgotten, maligned, one of the greatest 80s teen movies ever, with C. Thomas Howell and Lori Loughlin, and rest in peace, John Travolta's wife.
Yeah. But again, these reimagining of what we're talking about, this reimagining, it's like, I mean, you could say that James Gunn's Superman is a reimagining.
It is.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We put Jason on the cover because it was the newest thing. At least I did. I put Jason on the image, the postage stamp of our show and stuff like that. And then, it's sort of like, at a certain point.
But let me ask you, okay, Dave, let me ask you something. Like, you've always been a fan. Like, you're the slasher guy.
Sure.
We were working together when we were doing those two. We were going to do Wicked Lake and we were going to do Hills Run Red at first. And, Yelena did artwork. My ex-wife did artwork for Wicked Lake and Hills Run Red.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do Wicked Lake because it was a bunch of chicks and they were witches, and you wanted to do...
What are you saying, Rob?
Well, no. But what I'm saying is the thing about the Friday the 13th franchise is it's not really like Nightmare on Elm Street preys on the fears that teenagers have. There's a lot more going on in the Friday the 13th movies than there ever was in the Friday.
You mean in the Nightmare on Elm Street?
There was a lot more going on in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies than there ever was in the Friday the 13th movies. And my problem was, and then when they tried and add like psychic chicks like New Blood or whatever, they weren't good. So really,
that was what. Oh wait, I got to stop you. Sorry. Going to see the New Blood in the theater was probably even better than going to see Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D because people lost their fucking... It was like going to a wrestling match. It was so much fun being in that theater opening night, seeing basically Carrie versus Jason. Whether it made any fucking sense at all, it didn't matter at that point. Jason was a zombie. All bets were off. It didn't matter. It was so much fun at that time.
But was it though?
It really was. I'm not saying that the movie is dumb as rocks as far as script and everything else, and the only reason is just to see this. But it's like, dude, she's fucking dropping a fucking roof on the guy and shit like that. It was like stunt-wise and stuff. It was a total blast. It was a total fun movie.
All right.
Super, super fun.
I just think that the Friday the 13th franchise as a whole, I can't believe how many. Look, I bought the Arrow, Jason X, and Jason Goes to Hell. I bought those. I bought them in 4K.
I didn't.
I did.
I don't have any money, so I can't. So if you guys want to like finance me buying this crap that I don't need,
It's true. I don't need them either. But I felt like I've got the Friday the 13th box from Scream Factory.
Yeah, and I'm pretty good with that.
Yeah, and they're in there too.
The better that these movies look, like Chainsaw in 4K, which is beautiful. I don't, even Gates of Hell, all these things, The Beyond, all these things that look absolutely beautiful and crisp and clean. I don't know if it benefits the movies as much as having it be kind of Chainsaw, especially like being more like that. I am saying that the VHS quality of that dirty, scratched up print made it feel more real.
Dude, the real question is, at our age, how often do you put on exploitation movies and watch them?
More often than not. I do, because there's like, that's the stuff. I mean,
well, I buy them like I'll buy them in like the Second Sight stuff. Like watching The Hitcher was a revelation. It Follows I liked It Follows better. I saw it in the theater. I liked it better watching the Second Sight transfer and the Lionsgate used that transfer on their new disc. That transfer, stunning.
But The Hitcher never felt like The Hitcher.
No.
Always a modern movie. At that time was a modern movie to me. I love The Hitcher.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I feel like I have to buy these movies. Like, Martyrs in 4K. I'm like, click. Do I ever want to watch Martyrs again? I want to watch all the stuff on the Eureka disc. But Martyrs is a fun movie. Like, I tried to show it to Elizabeth, and she lasted 10 minutes. That was it. Yeah. By the way,
and then they go, "What's wrong?" And they go, "What's wrong with you?"
Have you ever seen this?
No, I've seen you talk about it though. But the thing is, look, it's like I don't want to watch a movie where I feel like I need to have a Silkwood shower afterwards.
Depends who's rubbing you with.
I mean, I just assume it's me at this point.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
it's true.
Castle Grayskull is she's way too far away. So she's not gonna rub me with a wire brush unless I pay her for it, I think. Well, I mean,
I think she would do it for free.
I guess we'll find out. We could bring her on. But the thing is, before we bring her on,
is she still in the chat, or did she go to bed? Because in her world, it's 2 a.m.
She's still up. She's holding out. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think about this reimagining of Heroes? I mean, I guess it's a natural evolution, and the thing is, you have to reimagine here. It's like perfect example. Like Eddie Murphy just announced that he's playing Inspector Clouseau, and the thing to me is like, unlike James Bond and stuff, but that's just me. It's like, well, Peter Sellers is the only Inspector Clouseau, and there is no other. It doesn't work without him. And it hasn't. Like Steve Martin took over the role for a couple movies, and Roberto Benigni did. It's like it doesn't work without that. Sometimes there's not that Jason is the same thing where a performer. Freddy, yes, I don't think you get a Freddy without Robert Englund. That feels right.
Well, that brings. Okay, look. Obviously, everybody wants to use known IP. And Eddie Murphy playing Inspector Clouseau might be funny, but I'll tell you something. I don't want to see Eddie Murphy play that character no matter how good he is, because he's kind of a buffoon. And I like Eddie Murphy as a badass.
It's a perfect example. The Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun is a perfect example. It's like Liam Neeson is not Leslie Nielsen. Now, both were dramatic actors, but Leslie Nielsen embraced a buffoonery and slapstick sort of aspect to Frank Drebin that Liam Neeson he's funny in the movie, but he's just not capable of doing the same thing. And to me, like, it doesn't work quite as well. Now, I think The Naked Gun is an entertaining movie, and I'll give it props for being 85 minutes.
Yeah, but you know what? Glorious. Remember, but Leslie Nielsen planted his flag in Airplane first. You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, arguably he planted his flag in many dramatic movies before.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of doing
as far as comedy, but you could say, well, Liam Neeson planted his flag in, A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah, I guess
he was still playing the heavy. But but there's just a difference, and I think just certain characters are tied with a particular actor, and that's what makes them work. But
I also think, like, why? I mean, okay, Inspector Clouseau.
If he does it like Nutty Professor, if he really changes it, then it can work because that worked.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just like, do we need? I just wish that we had a brand new comedy thing that we've never seen before. That Eddie Murphy, like, I loved when he was in Dolomite Is My Name.
Oh, it was amazing, but how successful was that stuff? And the thing is,
it was
like,
streaming. I mean, I think it would have been.
Yeah, but what was more successful, that or Beverly Hills Cop 4?
I don't know, but Dolomite Is My Name. If they put that out theatrically, I think it would have done really well because it provided an audience experience. That was a really fun movie to watch, And somebody.
Well, we love it because we had made low budget movies.
Dolomite. I used to love, Wizard Video. Charlie put out that trailer compilation, The Best of Sex and Violence, that had the Human Tornado trailer, and it had the Dolomite, all the different Dolomite trailers on it, and I loved that, and those movies obviously don't live up to the hype, but there's still a lot of fun. Those Dolomite movies have a lot more fun to be had in them than a lot of other.
Absolutely, and also if people have seen, and they should, if they like that type of stuff, if they haven't seen Black Dynamite, if they like those type of movies, they absolutely should watch My Name is Dolomite.
Yeah.
But what does everyone else think? I mean, again, to me, it's like reimagining heroes is one thing, but I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the thing. The way I feel about the Friday the 13th thing is like, okay, well, it's like my generation had the OG. And
okay, let me ask you this.
I guess now it's changing, but the thing is, sorry, don't mean to interrupt. I can accept, like, I really enjoyed the 2009 Friday the 13th reboot. People complained about it. I was like, what do you want? It's got everything a Friday the 13th movie has in it. It's just slicker. So you don't, just like, it's not like the other movies weren't trying to be modern movies of the time. They were.
But here's what I want to ask you. Is there a character that has been reimagined for television or the big screen that was originated in an iconic way by a certain actor that was then replaced by another actor? Can you think of somebody who was better than the original iconic actor that originated the role?
That's tough because, I mean, the go-to of your example would be Bond.
Yeah.
But has there been a better Bond really than Sean Connery as Bond?
I would say no, because the problem was, I think that Daniel Craig could have been considered. I think a lot of people do because he's from the modern age, but he was let down by the movies he was in. His best role is still Casino Royale by a wide margin, because then they changed his character into a sad sack.
Right.
I mean, he's great in the role as Bond, but he never even got to go out on a real mission. He never had a movie where M brought him into his office and said, "We've got a mission for you to go out on." And so the Daniel Craig Bond franchise, as much as I love Bond, he never, other than Casino Royale when he was becoming Bond, he never got a real mission movie. So I don't know. And I would say,
you know what? So I'll give her credit because my brain works slow. But it's funny. I might argue with her about this. Major Chai says Rooster Cogburn and Jeff Bridges' portrayal as Rooster Cogburn over John Wayne's. I still prefer John Wayne's.
When he says "fill your hands," here's the thing. John Wayne says, "Fill your hands, you son of a bitch."
You son of a bitch.
Better than Jeff Bridges does.
Oh, he's got the stirrups in his fucking mouth. He's ready to go with the fucking guns. It's like,
but see,
but again, it was the OG True Grit was the one that I saw first.
Well, but I was going to say, you just pointed out what I wanted to say, which is that it depends when you saw something. Now somebody brings up Doctor Who. 1001 Johnny asks about Kirk Allen, George Reeves, and Christopher Reeve, and I would say that's a great one but the problem is that with Superman, on television, Superman on TV with George Reeves, I loved Superman. I loved the Adventures of Superman when I was a kid. I loved watching it, and the thing is, he never got a movie like Superman. You're seeing, when you saw Superman the movie, you're seeing something in widescreen. The credits tell you that you're in a whole different fucking universe.
Right.
It was so you can't, I would say you have to have comparable. I mean, it's an interesting question. Doctor Who is a really interesting question because it's in television, but when you're jumping from mediums, going from TV to movies, it isn't fair.
But I do have one that I think, I don't know if it counts though. You'll have to tell me. I think Mark Hamill is the best Joker.
Well, again, you're jumping. He's an animated Joker,
right? But it's still that role being portrayed by someone else, a different interpretation and stuff. I think.
Yeah, but you don't get to see. I mean, yeah, I would agree that in that milieu.
But again, is Heath Ledger better than Nicholson? But they're all different iterations, different forms. Like, okay, let's think. Is Nicholson better than Cesar Romero? Well, it's so two vastly different things. Just the way that Nicholson and Ledger are two vastly different types of movies.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is
one better than the other, or has it become personal preference? Is Hopkins better the way
as Hannibal Lecter?
In the Super Chat, as Hannibal Lecter than Brian Cox?
Dude, I got to tell you something.
Cox might be more true to the books.
I think. Look, I love Anthony Hopkins' portrayal of Hannibal
Lecter.
Lecter.
You're thinking the TV show.
No. I was thinking about Brian Cox.
Okay.
Because Anthony Hopkins is very camp, whereas Brian Cox is not camp, and I understand it. The movie wouldn't be as entertaining without him being that way. But my favorite Hannibal, I have to say, it's really interesting because even though it's a TV show, I never thought anybody would be better than Anthony Hopkins as Lecter. Mads Mikkelsen wiped the floor with him.
Right.
Wiped the floor.
Then Brett Pierce brought up Pennywise. Who's better, Tim Curry or Skarsgård?
That's a really good question.
But they're both very different iterations of the same material. I guess
and again, one's on television, one's on.
I guess that shouldn't matter. It just becomes a personal preference because I think they're both great.
Yeah, and also, but what you're going for, when you're making a TV miniseries as opposed to making a film,
but both are terrifying.
They're both terrifying, but the way they're portrayed. I mean, I think Tim Curry's a little bit more campy in his portrayal of Pennywise.
Tim Curry's always going to be bigger.
And you get more the Pennywise in the movie. You get a lot more visual effects, and you get a lot more. There's a lot more bang for your buck there. So when it comes right down to it, the scenes where Skarsgård is just portraying Pennywise and just in the clown persona, it's hard to top Tim Curry.
Skarsgård plays it more sinister.
Yeah. But that's a good question. I mean, look, I got to tell you, for me, I'm going through an existential crisis when I watch Strange New Worlds and throw things at the screen and want to take X-Acto knives and poke my eyes out, Fulci style. I have to watch this guy, Paul Wesley. He's a fine actor, but the writing, everything about Strange New Worlds, to me, lets down the Star Trek franchise. And it baffles me that people love it. I'm like, what are you watching? You know, nobody acts like there's no real people on display in that movie. Nobody acts or talks like a real human being, and you have this character. I mean, where's Captain Garavik of the Farragut Man? No, they got this female Vulcan captain. Have you ever watched Star Trek? You say you're making a canonical show, but I look at Paul Wesley and I'm like, I'm looking for Kirk, and I just don't see it. I don't. Chris Pine I thought was okay as Kirk, but he was written like he's in a different movie. The Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, no one felt like they were actually in that movie. They're like, what movie are these characters supposed to be in? Certainly not a Star Trek movie, because they're not written that way. And I feel the same way about Strange New Worlds. Why do you have to... I mean, Ethan Peck is a fine actor, but all they do is make fun and denigrate Spock. Whenever they can, Spock is a fucking buffoon. And I don't get it. I watch it, and a lot of it has to do with the writing. I mean, it always comes back to that. And if you have people that are really understand the characters and are writing up as opposed to writing down, I mean, I think that's part of it too.
I don't watch them, so I have no response to that.
Yeah, but I think it's important. But I think what's also important is, how does a filmmaker, if you inherit the mantle of taking on an iconic character and reinventing them, you know, it's incumbent on you to at least have an understanding of what that character did before. And
but again, I'm curious though. When you make a character your own, let's take. I know this is a very tough part. Let's take the writing out of it for a second. But when you make a character your own and everything like that, do you feel like you're beholden to adopt certain characteristics of the portrayal before to embody that, or is that just mimicking, and then that serves no one, because then all you're trying to do is remind people of, see, what to me is like the good evolution of characters is when you just say from Nicholson to Ledger doing the Joker.
They're totally they're in totally
different. Now, again, it's also the approaches. Now, the thing is, if Heath Ledger was in Tim Burton's Batman, would he be
right?
He would not. He would not work.
No.
So the thing is, I guess that's the interesting question to me is, like, when you take a character and adapt him that way with different people, you know what works better. You know, it's like, do you have to? It's like, do you, like with Eddie Murphy doing Clouseau? Well, are you going to make him French? Still, does that even work anymore? It's like, it's very strange. And then all it's going to do is, like, well, going to remind you of what came before if you had seen it. So, perfect another interesting example, which is sort of out of the box. Karloff versus Peter Boyle. Again, two vastly different interpretations, but both are great. Both are menacing in their own way and everything else. And I know a lot of it has to do with also the makeup and the look of the character and that type of thing. But those are very different, interesting. Or Bela Lugosi versus Christopher Lee.
Right.
With Dracula. Both very different that work. But again, also very... Maybe the thing is, with the reimagining thing is, like that, Dracula is a very 1930s Gothic tale, and they're bringing it modern into, it's the interpretation. But again, maybe because those are more literary figures and stuff like that, it's easier to swallow than, say, stuff you grew up with.
Well, by the way, 1001 Johnny, incensed, he says, "What's this? TV and animation don't count?" No, I don't think that we're saying that, but you can't compare Mark Hamill's Joker to, say, Heath Ledger's Joker, because you're not. You can okay,
but if Mark Hamill had physically been in a movie as the Joker, would it have not worked?
I don't know. I think he would have, but he wouldn't have played the Joker the way he's playing it in animation. You know, when an actor suddenly is physical. I mean,
Maybe.
look at I because
Or
Mark-
physically, he doesn't look the way the character looks, so I get that.
Well,
I mean,
he'd
he's
also
never
look.
going to be.
They put makeup on him, but I think that Mark Hamill, like it's interesting. Mark Hamill's in. He's well, he hasn't been in it yet. We haven't seen it yet, but he's in 2 different Stephen King adaptations this year. He was in The Life of Chuck, which I really liked, and I thought he
And
was
he's in The
wonderful.
Long Walk.
And he's the evil general, the head of the Long Walk, and he looks great as the general in the Long
He was
Walk.
unrecognizable.
And it looks. I mean, I can't fucking wait to see that movie. I've wanted to see that movie for 45 years when I first read the book in the 7th grade. I can't believe it. I can't believe we're getting 2 Bachman books this year. I mean, Edgar Wright's The Running Man, and we're getting the Francis Lawrence doing The Long Walk. I mean,
I'm really waiting for Road Work, pal.
yeah, or Rage,
Rage,
which will
which
never
will
get,
never be made.
never ever. Although you know what, if I was gonna make a movie,
Is Rage even in print now? I have the
No.
original hardcover Bachman book with Rage
yeah,
in
with the
it.
black, yeah, no, Stephen King has done everything he can to get rid of that. But I'll tell you something. That would be the kind of movie that some gonzo filmmaker should just go do. Don't have the rights. I mean, it'd be hard because you need great actors, and that'd be really tough. But one set, somebody is going to one day go make Rage.
You know who would do a really good version of that? JT Molnar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But what he's doing something really interesting directorially next. I forget. But he wrote The Long Walk, so that's
Yeah.
cool.
yeah.
Rob,
Which is kind of like Rage.
true.
More kids die in Long
I
Walk.
think let's mix it a little. I think it's time to bring on let's bring on Castle for a little minute. Why don't you set that up?
I already sent her the email.
Okay, well, let's get that going. I think she's ready. She's still awake, so I'll be right back.
Okay, but I did send you the email. It's right there. TV and animation don't count, says 1001 Johnny. How so? He goes on to say it's what sets the imagination. But the thing is, you can't compare the portrayal in an animated series of a character to the portrayal in a live action feature film. I mean, you can't, because the actor is not bringing to life the voice acting is obviously imperative. It has to be great. But the physicality of the character isn't being created necessarily unless you're doing like motion capture. I don't think that it's fair to do that, because one of the things that, like Heath Ledger, he had his whole, the planners, the lip thing that he was doing. You would never do that in animation, and that was an actor choice that he brought to it that it worked extraordinarily well. So I don't think it's fair to compare and contrast. You have to stay in the same medium. Although I would say that Hannibal, with Hannibal, the thing is, by the time they made that series, it's so cinematic. That show is one of the most cinematic television series of all time. I think you can, and there's a lot more of Mads Mikkelsen as Hannibal. There was only 3 movies with Anthony Hopkins, as you had Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and Red Dragon. So you didn't see nearly as much of him as you saw in. But I don't think animation, and I mean television, you certainly, I guess, but Pennywise being on TV is again, the mediums also define. It's like the theater. In theater, you do big acting. Everyone's big because you have to get to the back of the theater. But in a motion picture, people that are acting on stage act differently than they do in a movie. So if you were going to compare and contrast Phantom of the Operas, I think you have to make allowances to what medium you're working in. It's interesting because you can look at Shatner playing Kirk on the big screen and on TV. And it's very interesting. I dare say that Shatner, I mean, look, people ding him for his acting in the original series. I think he does a masterful job creating that character. Watch episodes like Balance of Terror. But he did a wonderful job in Star Trek The Motion Picture. He acts the shit out of that role. And Star Trek 2. And how many actors have we seen do that? Not necessarily a lot of people. And that's always fascinating to see. Sci-Fi Extreme says George Newbern taking over Tim Daly as Superman. Yeah, again, I mean, the voice acting on those movies is those shows is really interesting, and all the different. There's been different superhero iterations on all the DC movies and then the DC series, and it's interesting to watch. And I would definitely, if you're going to compare the voice actors that play characters in animated shows, and I think that's totally fair. But comparing animated shows to a feature film is I think it isn't fair. By the way, Emo Nerd Girl became a subscribe to the channel. Thank you for that. So, all very interesting. Are you back? Grace has not. I don't know. She didn't answer me. Maybe she's putting on a wig or something. I don't know.
Is she getting camera shy here?
She is camera shy. So, hey, Six Scale Mafia became a PGS hero. DUI Champ says Jimmy Brett's 80s Sherlock Holmes is infinitely better than Basil Rathbone's portrayal. I am not familiar with Jimmy Brett's 80s Sherlock Holmes. But you also have to take into consideration there's a lot of time between those portrayals of Holmes. But it's a really interesting question. I think the time in which we're seeing, if there's a lot of time between the portrayals of characters, and I think Doctor Who is really interesting because everybody has their favorite Doctor Who. What I've loved about the actors who played Doctor Who is they've all brought something, I think, kind of unique to the role. But what do you have now? How many doctors are there now? 15, 16?
I wouldn't know. Couldn't tell you.
If you include things like the War Doctor, John Hurt. I don't know. It's very interesting. It's a great question, though, Dave. I love the question.
I think Martin Landau played a better Bela Lugosi than Bela Lugosi.
He was incredible. He was truly incredible in that role. But how many people have tried to play Bela Lugosi in other movies? And he did win an Academy Award for that.
He sure did.
That's a one-of-a-kind performance. That might be my favorite Tim Burton movie, to be honest. I love that film.
No, lie. Just lie. Oh, we're losing viewers here. Shit, we gotta spice this up. Castle, where are you? Jesus Christ.
Should we? Yeah, we are losing. We're losing viewers, man. We got to keep the pitter patter up.
You got a couple. You got 2 minutes to get your shit together and get on here. Or we're gonna bring on someone rando.
We could bring on Brett. He would have a lot to say about this.
Would he? Bring him on, and then we'll bring her on when she's ready. Or bring on Major, whatever. Bring him on.
I think isn't Brett working? Doesn't he have a
Apparently
movie to make?
Not. If he's here watching us, wasting his.
Well, it is a Saturday night. He was working, and now he's
Shouldn't he be watching dailies?
Are they shooting already? I want to find out who's starring.
No.
Oh,
Probably.
Okay.
Hope so. I hope. I want
to see that movie. The Wretched 2. I gave him a bunch of titles.
Should it be the Wretched 2 with a numeral or TOO? Different Wretched. Wretched 2.
Oh, I think I was drinking and I gave him a bunch
Teen
of
Wolf
titles.
2. The Wretcheder.
No, here. Wait, I'll pull up my phone. I'll tell you what I sent to Brett Pierce.
Oh boy, here we go, guys. Isn't this exciting? We're watching Rob on his phone.
So here's what I said to Brett Pierce. I said, Wretched 3 and Wretched 4. Day of the Wretched. Die, Wretched, Die. Wretched Resurrection. Wretched Rise. Wretched Wonderland. Burn, Wretched, Burn. A Wretched Christmas Carol. Wretched Legacy. The Little Wretched Who Lives Down the Lane. Hush, Hush, Sweet Wretched. I, Wretched. And An American Wretched in Paris.
Wow. And you don't have a major studio deal. It's amazing.
Look, man, I was just trying to have a little fun.
Really? Die, Wretched, Die. I like that one.
Yeah, there you go. Well, they're all paying homage to other. The Wretched deserves its own names.
The Fall of the House of the Wretched.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what Wretched 2 looks like. But it should be called something else.
But you're going to have to wait.
I know, but I like horror titles that, like the Nightmare on Elm Street series, they had great titles.
Did they?
Freddy's Revenge, The Dream Warriors, The Dream Master, The Dream
The
Child.
Dream Child, Freddy's Dead.
Freddy's Dead, The New Nightmare.
Woo! Yeah, those are amazing. How'd they come up with those?
But they were good. I like when they have.
Were they? Did
Yes.
you pre-order your Nightmare on Elm Street steelbook set?
I did.
Can I have it? Because I didn't.
No.
Why? Come on, Rob. You can get another one.
Can I?
Yeah, you're cool like that. You got the hookups, man.
I don't know. That's an Amazon exclusive set, at least in the US.
I'm poor and broke. Help me. Do
you want it, Dave?
I want it all.
It's
Like
a
Queen said, I
it's a
want it all.
beautiful set, though.
It looks like it. Poor. I can't get it. I'm poor. I'm
By the
poor.
way, I did send a link to Brett. I don't know if he got it. And Castle Grayskull.
You know what? They're just all cock teases.
I don't think Castle Grayskull is, to be honest. Especially when you're concerned. Where you're concerned.
No, the link is not working. Send another, she said.
How could it not work?
Well, it worked for me. Maybe
Hang
in
on.
Canada, it doesn't work. Oh, Dieter's here. We have to be polite now.
You know what? Amazing Grace. Her email is amazinggrace69.
Wait, you're not supposed to give out people's emails. She
I
doesn't wanna
didn't
get
say what
flooded with,
company she's with.
AOL, eh?
Yeah, that's absolutely. Okay, I'm sending Castle Grayskull another link. I don't know why it wouldn't work. It should work. But
Death Player 8 Wretched in a duffel bag. There you go. Major Chai's like, bring me on.
Pulp
She wants to
Wretched.
talk about Nobody 2, but I haven't seen Nobody 2, and apparently after this weekend, no one else did either, which I don't understand.
No, it only did 9 million.
Jeez, I don't get it.
Too Wretched, Too Furious. How about
The Fast and the Wretched.
I don't know.
Six Scale Mafia said, missed you tonight. After interviewing Caustic Plastic, Factory Entertainment, and XO6, I was beat. So we just kind of BS'd tonight.
He did a great job. Actually, do you know what I just found? Brett Pierce sent me the treatment for Wretched 2.
Should we read it out loud? Perform it?
No, he sent it to me back. This was an email I've never seen before. It was, it was black when you haven't looked at it. It's black. He sent this to me on September 16th, 2021. I've never seen this email.
You know what's happening now? Dieter showed up, and now we're getting buffering issues every now and then.
This is called The Wretched Chapter 2. Wow, it's a lookbook. Oh, this is dope, dude. I really want to see this movie now. We're not getting buffering issues. We've been good.
No, we're buffering literally just the second it buffered.
Oh, well.
I'm telling you, because Dieter came on. It's buffering again.
Wait a minute. I can't believe that I've never seen this email that Brett
I'm
Pierce
just
sent me 4 years
telling
ago.
you, we're buffering.
We're not buffering.
Every couple of seconds on the feed, I'm watching the feed, Rob. It's buffering.
Well, I don't see any problem with our stream, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's Dieter's fault. It's happening. He's here, and it's happening.
Well, that must be it.
It did it again. It's doing it every couple seconds.
Okay.
I'm just letting you.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just telling you, Bear.
It's your show, Bear.
It's
Talk
your show,
radio
Bear.
does not
I'm
get
just
enough
telling you.
love. Does not get enough love.
Major Chai Chai even backs me up in the chat. It's buffering
I don't
every
know.
now and then.
All right. Well, I don't know. It looks good to me. Wow, I can't believe I've never seen this. I've never seen this thing.
Rob,
that Brett sent me.
we're losing people since they are coming on. You know what I think it's time to play?
No.
There can be only one.
Okay. There can be. Oh, that means I have to type into the chat. I'm ready. I'm ready,
Ready?
Dave. Hang
Ready
on.
for the first? There can be only.
Yeah.
There can be only one.
Okay, there can be only one. Hang on. I'm gonna do this, and we're going to.
If you had the graphic ready. Oh, it keeps buffering. Oh, it's really. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know, but I'm looking at it, and it's working for me.
Well, again, on the live feed, it does it every couple seconds.
That's weird. I don't know why. Oh, wait, someone's here. Oh,
that's a nice blank wall. Wow, look at that. Oh, she's not going to show her face. The wig's on crooked.
okay,
Oh, God.
everybody. Castle Grace Skull
Watch
is here.
out. Watch out. Here we go. Here we go. It's like an OnlyFans. Jesus.
Okay, everybody. Castle Grace Skull is in the house.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Oh,
Can you
God.
Can you turn up your microphone at all? And make it a little louder?
How?
There you go.
There you go. If you're closer to the mic, we can see you. So, can I ask you a question? Are you bald?
Okay.
Because that's why you have wigs?
No, just like it's just to be a little bit more, have a little bit more variety in life and. Just
Oh, because
spice things up
I
a
just
little
wondered
bit.
because it would be kind of cool on this show if you would
That's
shave your
so
head.
rude, Rob.
No, because if she was, I would shave my head. That'd be metal. I've wanted to do that my whole life, to shave
Why
my
don't
head.
you? Why don't you?
I've never had the balls to do it.
Well, Rob, when you get the balls,
Yeah.
do it on a stream.
Oh, I will.
You have
I
to
will.
do it. You have to okay. Hey guys, listen. With enough super chats, Rob will buzz his hair on live.
Really? Am I?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hang
you'll
on.
do it.
I'm
You'll
putting
do
us.
it.
I'm
How
putting
can
us all
we-
in the same frame.
Is there any way that I can make Dave a little bit wider on the screen? I don't know.
You want Dave a little wider?
Yes, please.
Well, no. You have to look at him on the feed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
I apologize.
Sorry.
Can't do
Just
that.
No
just the
problem.
closest
No,
thing.
I just wanted to, spice things
yeah.
up. And I'm not bald. My hair is like naturally dark, and I just wanted to, put a little bit of fun.
Juju.
No.
in
Don't
life.
get me wrong. I love your wigs. It's your staple. You have to have the wigs. It's part
I'm
of the
telling
whole.
you, someday you're gonna have to if Rob buzzes his head, you have to show us your real hair.
By the way, I'm going to
Of
put this.
course.
You're going to now see the live output. So that's what
Oh, there you go. That's all
that's what we're
better.
seeing.
What do
So
you
there you
think?
go. So Castle
Major
Grayskull.
Major Chai Chai's seen her without her wig.
She has. Actually, I had a little Zoom call with her this afternoon. For the first
Oh,
time.
look at
And,
that!
it was fantastic. I really, really loved it. Yeah.
Can you bring up your mic even more,
She just has to get closer
you
to
want
it.
more volume?
There you
or
go.
just bring it closer to you?
Yeah,
Is this better?
yeah. It's better
As
when
long
you're
as
closer
everyone
to
else
the
can
mic.
hear her, fine. So
Yeah.
I'm curious, Castle. I'm going to
Yeah.
call you Castle.
We Mr.
Grace. What
Did you
has
say-
being an
say it again?
imagination connoisseur meant to you?
What has it meant to me? It has meant the world, actually, because I kind of found the family online, and I just really feel like that I'm part of something, and it's really, really nice. So
That's
I
good to
really
hear.
appreciate I appreciate everybody that's been so supportive and so welcoming, and I've just loved being here and just being able to just express myself and not having to be let's say, more shy, more reserved, which I usually am. This is just like,
Not on this
big deal
channel,
for
honey.
me. I mean, this is a big deal for me. Like, I've never in a million years would I've imagined ever doing this, and like I'm here, and I'm just putting myself out there, and that's it. So it's been great. I don't know.
Well, I think that's great. It's great that you feel that way. I mean, about
Rob, shut up. We're talking here. Quiet now. Quiet you. We're talking.
I was
Well,
just
bullshit.
acknowledging what you said.
I
Dave.
know. I'm kidding.
I can
I'm
turn
kidding.
it over to the two of you if you want.
No. Unless you have to like use the bathroom like I do multiple times.
Would
I
you
don't.
like me
How
to
does Dieter
get
do it?
French
Does
or
Dieter
Italian?
have just bottles underneath the table where you can't see? How's he do this? How is like? Is it drinking Coke that just?
I don't know. I don't think he drinks a lot. Like, I can get through a show drinking 2 mason jars full of water. That's a lot of water.
That's not healthy.
Why?
I don't know.
Dave,
Yeah. Oh, yes.
would you like me to speak French or Italian to you?
Maybe in a minute. I have more questions for you, though.
Oh yes, please. Ask away.
I don't know if everyone knows. So, Grace,
Yes.
because I don't know, they might know. What's your nerd kink? What is the area of all the stuff that you're really into?
That's a good
My
question.
nerd expertise. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
Sure.
what stuff do you what fandom stuff really do you like that you
Well,
gravitate towards?
I mean, honestly, like I've never really feel like I've been a nerd or like geeked out about anything in particular. Because I'm a sort like when I first explained to Mr. Burnett here.
Oh, Mr. Burnett,
Yes.
because he's
I
old.
said that I was kind
Right.
of like nerd or geek adjacent more than anything else. Like I don't know. There's really nothing that I particularly gravitated towards. It just was, I don't know. Just I guess like some Marvel stuff. I've never really like watched a lot of Star Trek, Star Wars. I've never really been interested in that stuff. But I mean,
So what are you
and
interested
just
in?
like even with you with horror stuff, I really never really watched any horror. And because I've heard so much about weapons, I actually said, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to go watch it. So I went at the 10 o'clock showing last night on Friday night in my local theater. And I said, you know what, I have to watch it because just in case there's a Midnight Metal, at least I know what to talk about with Dave, because I just want to be able to talk to you about something that you know.
And what'd you think of the movie?
I just found that it was super weird more than anything else. There was a couple of funny parts, and I just really didn't think that it was all that scary. Seriously, I was expecting a little bit more scare, and so it was just weird. I don't know. It was just like the story was a bit disjointed, so I really didn't particularly like the movie all that much. But in honor of you, also like I wore black because you wear black all the time, and I actually did wind up purchasing something. So I hope you do get a little royalty from it, from a couple of independent retailers here in Canada. I did wind up purchasing not one, but 2 of Hills Run Red.
Wow.
The Blu-ray?
No, just DVD. I don't have a Blu-ray player. So I wound up buying 2 copies. So I should be receiving them this week.
And you haven't seen the movie?
No, I've never seen anything of yours.
Well,
so
her opinion of us is going to change drastically, Rob, after she watches
it
that.
doesn't matter. I'm willing to learn. In honor of Mr. Burnett here.
Mr. Burnett. You can just call him Rob. He's not that classy.
Yeah, Signor Roberto. Allora,
That's better.
I bought Feed, which I got, and I never actually watched it.
You haven't watched it? Oh fuck! It's like okay.
Did you bought the DVD of Feed?
I did buy it.
Hills Run Red is a fucking journey to the ice cream truck compared to Feed.
Okay.
I can't
Wow.
wait. You know what, Castle? What you need to do is when you watch Feed, you need to record and have the camera just on you
What, my reaction?
as you're watching it.
It's a police procedural.
Yeah, I mean, just do us this favor. Just
Investigative
record.
journalism at its
Just
best,
record
right?
the entire watching Feed. Just your face as you watch it, because
I
it's
don't know. I think I might just be watching with like a pillow in front of it. So just
maybe a
I'm really
bucket?
invested.
possibly a bucket.
A bucket. Okay.
Give me a bucket. I got to puke.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, that's a little Monty Python for you.
Popcorn bucket, maybe. I don't know.
You want a big one. You want a big one.
A big like the Galactus one.
Do you want a big? No, not a popcorn bucket. You want just the thing you mop your floors with and stuff. You want that?
Wow.
Handy.
Okay.
I can't wait. I mean, this is going to be so much fun. Especially if you watch these as a
My
double
God,
feature.
he suggested like the Wicker Man, which I think you'd be into. I think you would like the Wicker Man, but you got Feed. Good on you.
Well,
Good
that's because
on
of
you.
the way Dieter and I were talking about
Really
it.
crazy, but anyways, there's also another movie that you had mentioned that you said it was your favorite one, and that I'm waiting for.
Irreversible.
No, Black Christmas, 1974.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
No, Black Christmas.
Oh, Black Christmas is
made by a Canadian.
and it's Canadian. It is the greatest Christmas holiday horror movie ever.
Okay. So
With
anyways, like,
Krampus, with Mike Doherty's Krampus, probably.
listen, I'm doing everything possible to get in your good graces because
Why?
I just think that I don't know. I just think that you're like awesome. I don't know.
I am so,
cool.
but I'm so not awesome. Everyone in the chat knows that I'm not awesome. So it's like, come on.
I honestly think that
Dave,
are
you've just
one of the
needed to find the
coolest
right
guys.
person to think you're awesome.
I honestly think that you're one of the coolest guys I've ever seen, and you're awesome. I don't know, just
Wow.
be nice and complimentary. So there you go.
Rob's all twittering right now. He's so happy.
I am happy. I've never.
I am. I'm taking. I'll take the
my
compliment.
warm heart is being. My dark heart is being warmed
You
up.
don't have a dark heart. That's me.
You're right. It is you. Wow, we're getting more
That's great.
viewers now.
I
Look
don't
at
know, like,
they
I
feel the
just
heat
hope
on the
that-
internet.
They do. They feel the.
Hoping that,
They're
like,
feeling the
at this
heat.
point,
Dig
I
if
don't
I
know,
will
like,
a
I just
picture
feel
of
like
you and
I'm-
I engage, or you and Grace engage in a kiss. The sweat of your body covers each other. Can you, my darling? Can you resist? Dream if you can, a courtyard and oceans of violets in bloom. Animals strike curious poses. Just saying.
Yes, I know that.
one does cry, right?
Hey,
Yep.
should we play a little? There can be only one.
Well, there can only be one Dave Parker.
I think Grace just won this game.
Thank you.
I wasn't on the table, but there we go.
Okay, I'm ready to type the first poll.
Okay,
Here we
You
go,
ready,
kids.
Rob?
There can be only
I'm not
one.
answering the poll.
There can be only
I'm
one.
answering, like here, right?
this is our trademarked game.
Okay.
Midnight Metals. There can be only one.
Okay.
I make these up on the fly.
Yep.
Okay.
I haven't prepared any of this shit.
All
Okay.
right.
There can be only one. Thriller or Purple Rain? Albums. Thriller or Purple Rain?
There can be only one album. Okay. Let's see.
I would,
The poll is in the chat.
for me, like maybe a little bit more Thriller because I know more of it than Prince. But I think Prince is a fantastic artist.
I mean, they're both fantastic artists. The thing is, it's always supposed to be a very difficult choice.
By the way, Kelvin Wellborn says it's great to have a rose between two thorns.
Oh, you poison cheesy motherfucker.
Oh, that is so sweet. Oh my god.
That was really
One of the nicest
nice.
things anybody's ever said. That's so beautiful. Thank you.
Jeez. Wish I had thought of
That
that.
Kelvin, you old smoothie.
You are smooth.
By the way,
Well,
speaking
I
of
mean,
men from down under, RRTNZ says, is Hollywood ruining iconic characters for modern audiences? Nah, just the characters of Star Wars, Star Trek, Superman, Fantastic Four. And the hilarious part is they aren't making money wrecking them.
But I mean, if you feel like, you know, throwing a compliment here and there, I mean.
By the way, Thriller is beating out Purple Rain. I just want to say that you people have disappointed me.
Thriller, of course, Thriller is being a Purple Rain. Come on, Rob.
Oh my god.
Even
This
you.
is awesome. I'm so excited to be here. This is unbelievable. Like, it gives me, like, a smile. It's just crazy. Oh my god. I'm blushing. I mean, I don't know if you could see it, but oh.
I'm going to
So
IMAX
great.
headquarters this week in Playa Vista to go see Sign of the Times, the Prince concert film.
Oh, yeah. IMAX, right?
Yep. I have tickets.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
The Thriller's still winning.
Thriller
Grace,
is smoking
Grace, I'm
Prince.
curious though. Do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite all time would probably be Poet Society.
Well, that's a good
Oh,
one.
nice.
By the way, Grace, you're getting hit on by Dan Candy. Dan Candy says, "Hi, Grace. I'm Dan. I like tacos, 71 Cabernet, and my favorite color is magenta."
Ooh.
Well, I'm 6 feet tall and I got really long legs, but I never saw the movie. So there you go.
One of my favorite characters is Magenta.
There you go. That's coming out in
Thank
4K.
you. That's really sweet.
Yeah, can you order that Steelbook for me? I hear it's sold out. I don't have it. I can't. I'm poor.
The what?
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is coming to 4K.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever seen that?
I mean, I don't have a 4K player, so.
Have you ever seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Long time ago, and I thought it was just really bizarre, like with that big plant.
Oh, you never went to the theater and
Wait,
saw
the what?
the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
The big plant? Are you thinking Little Shop of Horrors?
No, just kidding. No, like I just, like I saw like a long time ago, but I don't know. It never said anything to me. But for me, favorite movie is Dead Poets Society. That's for the drama part. Comedy is, I mean, not because you're here, Dave, but my favorite comedy is Dave with Kevin Kline. I love that
Good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Really underrated movie that people don't
Yeah.
know. Don't talk
And,
about it.
love Shawshank Redemption. It was fantastic.
Another great film.
Yeah. I mean, I do have lots of other ones. I have like a bit of a like physical media thing, but it's really eclectic. It's just a little bit helter skelter, and there's like some French titles in there, and there's some Italian movies as well. And
What
there's a
Italian
little bit of-
movies?
What kind of movies?
What Italian movies?
More like the old stuff, because my mom and my dad, you know, like obviously they're both Italian.
Like
and,
La Dolce Vita or
Mediterraneo. What's the other one there? Oh my god, I can't remember the title of it. Well, there's like a couple of with Sophia Loren that we have. There's
Divorce Italian Style?
No, not that one.
It's good.
It was like something else.
By the way, Kevin
like,
Essenberg says he'd like to watch Hot Fuzz with you.
Oh.
Hot Fuzz. What's that?
It's a great comedy.
Is it a great comedy?
I think so.
Okay.
Thomas Bartoli says I'm 5'11", like an inch short from 6 feet. That's all he says.
Well,
You know,
and
Julie
I like to
Strange.
wear- I like
Julie.
to wear heels, so I'll probably be about 6'2", 6'3" with stilettos. So I don't know.
Well, Kevin Essenberg goes on to say I'm 6'4", so I could still tower over her.
Woo! Look at you.
Yeah.
That day card's
How
getting
tall are you,
full.
Dave?
I'm just under 6 feet.
That's hot.
You know, I knew an actress named Julie Strain who is a very famous actress in the movie realm, and
He has such
she
a
was.
beautiful face. What do you want me to say? You know, like it's look at this face. I mean, look at that beautiful smile and that beautiful hair and everything.
Dave,
So
what
it's
game
like,
are we
hey,
playing, by the way?
I don't know.
Yeah, how is there can be only one? I guess I didn't know it was on the table here, but
Sonny Dominguez, the king of squirting, says a Post-Geek Singularity meetup soon in
Wait,
Burbank for Grace to meet Dave.
Hold on.
Oh, can
Did
I?
you say the king of squirting?
I did.
Excuse me?
I'm not gonna meet that person in public. I mean, we can have a private thing, maybe.
No, Sonny Dominguez says we should have a meetup for the Post-Geek Singularity
I
so
know, but he
you
said
can
he's
meet
the king of-
Grace.
He says he's the king. Well, Grace is not near Burbank.
Well, I know, but we should
No.
fly her in.
Yes,
With,
please.
with all your millions, yes, Rob. With super chat, if you pay, give Rob enough money.
Hey, Lionsgate owes me a check for writing essays. Maybe I can fly her in with that.
He'll fly Grace out to meet.
You can always do like a GoFundMe.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can. Yeah, on here.
You know what? If we did a GoFundMe to fly Grace to meet Dave and live stream your meeting, we would make a fortune. I mean,
You would make a fortune because you never share any of the dough.
No, we would. Hang on.
Love
Hang on.
it.
Elizabeth is
I
calling me.
would so love it. Oh my gosh. That'd be great. Okay, well, I gotta get my passport done like really quickly then.
Oh,
So,
well,
yeah.
you should have your passport ready to go anyway.
It expired. What do
Get
you
it? You
do?
renew it.
Expect me
It's
to go
important. It's
anywhere?
important. You want to go overseas and everything else, guys.
Or
It's
maybe
not
we
that
just need
expensive.
to
Get
go
your
to
passport.
California and
Guys, get your
celebrate life.
passports. Get your passports, guys. Everywhere, wherever in the world you are, get your passports. Let's go.
I mean, would you want to meet with me?
It's a must. It's a must. How can we go to like Sardinia or anything else without passports?
You want to go back to Malta?
Oh, I'll go to Malta in a heartbeat.
I could be your personal translator.
They all speak English. What do I need to be translated in Malta for?
Ma io parlo italiano, posso parlare italiano per te, caro
Yeah,
mio.
they all speak English.
Oh, darn it. I tried. I'm trying. Oh my gosh.
All right. Favorite band?
I'm a little old school. Don't
We're all old, so everything we say is old
don't
school.
come after me. But New Kids on the Block. Oh.
Who? New Kids? Wow. I hear they're on tour again.
Okay.
Rob,
Dave, are we gonna have another poll? It looks like Thrillers went one, so I'm gonna end
Okay.
the poll.
but Rob,
No,
I gotta
I
say,
really like
I gotta
them.
say, she just said her favorite band is New Kids on the Block.
That's not a band. That's a group.
But you know what I mean? Yeah.
There's a
No,
difference. A
but
band
like-
plays music.
No, but there's only like one like favorite artist that I have, like of all time. Luciano Pavarotti.
Oh, do you listen to him a lot?
I have a lot of opera at home.
You don't listen to Andre Bocelli? You
What's
don't
your
listen to
favorite opera?
Andre Bocelli?
What's your favorite
But-
opera?
It would probably be Turandot
Wow, that's a good one.
with the Nessun Dorma, Ho also seen oh my god, what's the other one? Oh, not Evita. Oh gosh, Evita's different.
Signal Strength 5 just said Grace. No.
I know. A lot of people like New Kids
Kevin,
on the Box. But
6'4" Kevin
The
Essenberg
operas,
said.
I used to have like a membership at the opera here in my town, and I used to like watch like 5 or 6 different operas every year for like a few years. So that was like my go-to thing.
So you're at a province outside of Montreal?
No, I'm in Montreal.
You're on but Montreal's not a town.
It's a city.
Montreal.
It's a
is
city.
the province of Quebec.
Yeah.
Quebec.
Quebec.
In the
I'm a
country of
separatist.
Canada.
By the way, I just want to say that Kevin Eisenberg says he's 38 and 6'4".
What?
Oh,
saying.
he's much younger. That's
saying.
good.
Dave,
You know
you started this game. You've
Oh
had
yeah,
one
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Okay.
Come on.
Another. There can be only one.
Can I ask you
There
another
can be only
question?
one. There can be only
Wait.
one.
Let Castle Grayskull ask the question.
Oh, okay. There can be.
How
Oh,
old are you?
me?
Yes.
No, the
I'm
other
gonna
guy.
tell you. I'm not gonna tell everyone here.
Come on, Dave.
No,
What do you mean?
no.
What are you, an actress?
I'm old enough.
Oh,
And
come
yet
on.
still young.
Oh, okay. I guess I know the answer to that one.
Yeah,
Dave's very youthful.
I'm youthful.
Are we gonna get another? Are we gonna get another question, Dave? Are we gonna?
Hey, Castle Grayskull, give us a. There can be only one. One or the other, and then the other one. The other one disappears forever in existence.
Holy Toledo.
That's in Ohio.
No, I know.
And it has to be like a movie or two albums.
By the way,
two movies.
Still 50 and Miss 50 and Still Metal sends in a tip and says this super chat goes toward Grace's airfare fund here. Grace has exceptional taste in movies.
How much
And
was
she
that?
adds-
Because I can't see the chat.
It's actually a tip. She sent $3 in.
Okay, Rob, I'll give you. There can be only one.
Yeah, you should.
Superman or Batman.
Oh. Okay. Superman or Batman? That's a good one. And out it goes into the world. Superman or Batman? Let's see how it goes.
And remember,
I
guys,
think maybe
everything is
Superman-
erased from the one that doesn't win.
Superman, because I can fly one time just to experience that. But honestly, like I would prefer Batman because he's more.
You got to commit to one.
Yeah, probably Batman.
Batman's up 68 points here.
I would say that tells you a lot about this audience. A bunch of cynical fucking people. I'll pick Batman as well.
Yay! Thank you.
Well, I'd pick Batman Beyond if I put it on there, but
Batman's at 72%. Actually, Laser Beam Hawkins says, I give her props for being brave enough to say that about New Kids on the Block. Of course, New Kids on the Block are not a band. Zeppelin, Radiohead, the Beatles, and Return to Forever, those are bands. I agree.
Bands. Oh, how about pick only one? Hall & Oates or Duran Duran?
Duran.
Yeah,
Easy.
hang on.
Okay, there you go.
Well, Dave, somebody just pointed out we can't be on Midnight Metal without discussing the fact that Megadeth has announced their farewell tour and final album.
Ooh.
That's true. We cannot discuss it.
Well, we have to discuss it. I mean, that's very sad. Megadeth
It's
very
is
nice.
hanging it up.
That's
the way,
true.
Batman's at 65%.
We are, Megadeth is, one of the OG thrash.
It's true.
They're part of the big four, as they say. It's sad, but I know that he's had some health issues. Hopefully, look, here's the thing with these bands, and I know like Judas Priest is still going on, Alice Cooper is still going on, Iron Maiden is still going on, and Dickinson is still going on. What I hope that all these bands get in a way is the fact that when they decide to go out, and I think Mustaine wants to go out before he gets to the point where I have to say, unfortunately, like someone like Guns N' Roses, where the band is amazing, but the lead singer is doesn't have the voice that he used to.
He can still see a love restrained.
Have you seen? Look, I love Guns N' Roses as a band, but have you seen them perform recently?
Only clips, and I know what you mean.
It's not good. And the thing is, you don't want to be Vince Neil. You don't want to be Axl. You don't want. I'm sorry. My opinion only. You don't want to be these people when you can't do it anymore. So if Dave Mustaine is saying I'm done,
a silly goose says that Rust in Peace is a goated album.
Absolutely. Go out when you still can, when you can still perform and still do it. There's a new clip recently of Klaus Meine from the Scorpions performing, and it's just, if it's true, if it's real, I don't know exactly what the context is, but it's like here's a guy struggling to perform, and it's not what you want. It's
I
like
know.
at a certain point, like Halford can still deliver it. He can still sing like a motherfucker. Is he going to hit every single falsetto high note that he used to? Probably not. But he can still deliver a great show. But you look at Klaus Meine from the Scorpions, and you like go, fuck.
Duran Duran, and the lead singer. I'm sorry, but he can't sing like he used to. It was really, really horrible. It was like an Italian. I don't know if you've heard about the Sanremo Music Festival. It's one of the.
Are you dissing on Simon Le Bon?
No, but he really they invited Duran Duran to sing, and he just sounded absolutely horrible.
Everyone could have an off night, but I still think Duran Duran can still bring it.
Yeah, they can. I've seen him bring it. I saw the Paper Gods tour. I'm waiting for that new album. It's supposed to drop.
But I will say this is it's unfortunate to like be critical of Axl's voice in Guns N' Roses. The band is as good as it's ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Their new drummer is amazing. Definitely more in the spirit of Steven Adler than Matt Sorum was, as far as sort of the bluesy sort of drumming and stuff like that. But same thing.
I knew Matt Sorum a little bit. He was a really nice guy.
Oh yeah, he's great, but it's not that he's a bad drummer. He's just a different drummer. He's just not more of a blues inspired drummer. So the new drummer is, and the band is solid as fuck. But the same thing, some Starship Alien, 6'6" Starship Alien just pointed out AC/DC. Brian Johnson has had trouble with his ears over a bunch of years now and everything else. And, they're getting old. I mean, look, unfortunately, the reality and what we discover with, Ozzy and the last performance and everything else is, these people are human. So it's like, yeah, they have there's a limit. There's a limit.
I mean, and Ozzy was singing like 55 years after he first debuted.
Yeah.
So, and he's trying to sing the same stuff, and you got to give it up for that guy. I mean, he literally died 3 weeks after that, or 2 weeks after that performance.
2 weeks after. Yeah,
and,
I know.
He was
and
the fact that he got on stage, even though he was sitting in that throne and was able to bring it that last time, was amazing. That was one of the greatest examples of fortitude I think I've ever seen.
And the thing is, he was struggling, and the thing is, what people don't realize, his vocals were enhanced a little bit during that performance. That's just reality. If you listen to more of the raw stuff as opposed to what was broadcast, it was enhanced a little bit. And that's okay, because the thing is, it wasn't about his performance. In a sense, it was about him being there and being able to celebrate his
and everyone being there for him too. All of his
Exactly.
fans,
I
all
mean,
these
it
bands,
was-
some of the greatest musicians in rock and roll. That it was
And-
really incredible.
and the fans.
But not
And the
only
thing
that,
is
I
this,
think it's just also the people that he inspired
all these people.
to follow in his footsteps as well. It's just
Youngblood was the shining thing. Is like I never knew Youngblood from fucking Adam
he seems
before
to be
that
pretty
show.
Cool too.
And he crushed it. He did an amazing version of Changes that if you haven't seen, that one's on YouTube.
By the way, Foolish American asks, why is metal steeped in misery?
Because it's the music of the people. It's about it's metal. It's why metal and horror go together. It's like it's the scrappy, underfunded, for the most part, working class type entertainment. That's why. And it's
true.
why the real pure stuff always works with people. And, here in America, it's weird because metal is kind of dead. But in Europe, it's alive and thriving. I mean, we get Gojira opening the fucking Olympics. It's, that's the thing. It's like, this stuff is, it's amazing.
Batman's at 65%. I just wanted to point out that the poll
Okay.
is still going on.
So we need another one now.
We got to step it up, man.
Well, we got to step it
Although
up from.
we've been on for 3 hours. Can you believe that?
Oh, this is short for us.
I know, but I can't believe we've been on. It doesn't seem like it's been 3 hours.
But that's what happens with
It's
us.
like 3
unfortunately.
a.m. over here, and I'm still up.
I know.
Crazy.
Was that your version of the shocker?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Never mind. It's not important.
Rob, why don't you give us? There can be only one. Why don't you give us one?
Okay, let me end this one. End the poll. I'll give you. There can be only one here. I'll start a poll. I have to think about this. Let's see. There can be only one. I got one.
Cool.
Okay, here it is. There can be only one. Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street.
For me, neither. I really don't like horror in general, so I will say Feed. How's that?
No.
I can't-
Have you seen either one of them?
No, not really. Just like little snippets. Like I'm really not like a horror person. I'm sorry.
Well, here's a good one. Darth Vengeance.
Darling. Dave Darling.
No.
You need to show me a lot of things that I've never seen.
Oh, Dave will show you a lot of things you've never seen.
I'll show you things you've never seen.
He has such
Yes.
sights
Such
to
sights
show you.
to show you.
Here's a good one. Old Metallica or new Metallica? It's a good one.
What?
Old Metallica.
Old Metallica, yeah. By the way, Nightmare on Elm Street is 61%. It's beating Friday the 13th. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Wu-Tang or NWA? Wu-Tang.
Rob, what's your pick for Friday the 13th or Elm Street? I think I know.
Elm Street.
Why?
Because I think they're more imaginative movies and they're more fun to watch. I think they have much more to give a viewer than Friday the 13th movies do. As a cinematic experience.
As a guttural experience.
How about
As
Jaws?
a horror fantasy experience.
Jaws is scary.
We're not there yet.
I like Jaws. By the way,
Oh my
is it
God. You're so
Sonderteller
funny,
says
Dave.
Gojira, While She Sleeps, Lacuna Coil, and Sylvain are my go-tos.
There you go.
It's a pretty good lineup. Kevin Essenberg says it's 3:10 here. 3:10 to Yuma will take you right to Castle Grayskull's front door.
Woo-wee!
And that's Kevin. That's Kevin 6'4" Kevin.
I gotta go. You know what? As much as I love Freddy, I gotta go with Friday the 13th. That's my pick.
Wow.
I want Friday the 13th to stay.
Well, you haven't voted in the poll.
Oh, do I have to? Okay.
Silly Goose says is excited that Sylvain was mentioned.
Hell yeah.
Dream Logic Picture says Rob is right. Elm Street for sure. That's right. That is right.
Look, I'm talking.
Silly Goose says Sylvain, let's go.
I'm going with gut. I'm going with gut about
like V the series, like the old one.
the series.
The series, the miniseries were better, but there was a TV series for V too.
I actually have like the physical DVD collection of V. I have Manimal.
Manimal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Manimal.
You really own Manimal? Don't tell me you have Automan too.
I do.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not.
Manimal and Automan.
I have both.
You're a big
also
Simon
have, like,
McCorkindale.
Do you have a Bigfoot and Wild Boy or Luke Cannon?
Oh,
Bionic Woman. I have the $6 Million Man. I have Hulk the original series. I have Wonder Woman the original. It's like all of the old school stuff. I have it all.
wow.
Major Chai Chai says she loved Manimal. And Darth Plato says Automan is a classic.
Simon McCorkindale is really
Simon
working for the women.
McCorkindale.
Mr. Dave Parker, are you a Manimal?
Dave, you've got an Italian firebrand on your hands here.
Sometimes.
Oh, thank you. That answers my question.
I can adapt.
I'm sorry, am I being too forward?
No.
Shall I pull back?
No, oh my God, you're being so vanilla. It's fine.
Apocalypse Cow says, Rob, who is the king? Who is the king of R&B music? That's a really interesting question. Who's the king
R&B music?
R&B.
R&B.
Not R&B.
Not
Rhythm and blues.
Blues.
Barry White.
It's pretty good. Ain't no one gets out of here without singing the blues. Remember Adventures in Babysitting when they go into the blues bar?
Yeah, but that's blues. That's blues. That's not rhythm.
Luther Vandross.
That's an interesting question. I'd have to think about that.
Smokey Robinson.
He's good.
Interesting. I don't know, because there's different eras of R&B. Like I would have to go more classic. Luther Vandross he smacks of 80s to me.
Totally.
Old. What do you want me to do?
Well, no, but I mean, I couldn't go. I couldn't go with that. I couldn't go with.
Darth Plato says Adventures of Babysitting has the best Thor in the movies. And he's now the Kingpin.
Yeah, there's a lot. That's a tough one. Rhythm and I'm looking at. I just was calling up names. I'm looking at. There's some.
I see. The thing is, Major Chai, I would say Robert Johnson is blues, not rhythm and blues. Not to like take the rhythm out of him.
Yeah, no. Robert Johnson's definitely blues.
Like Muddy Waters, I wouldn't call rhythm and blues. I'd call blues.
I have a question for you both, and for everybody that's on chat, because I can't really see anybody on chat anyways. I'm on a tablet, so are you guys having a good time with me?
With you?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's fun.
Aren't we enjoying ourselves?
Yeah.
I think we're enjoying ourselves.
I mean, we can get more OnlyFans and show more skin, but you know.
Come on now, she's a classy girl. Her Italian parents would not be happy.
Oh, Italiano! I mean, come on.
Demonetized.
Not yet.
100% Italian.
Yeah.
100%. And actually, all my family is from Sicily, so it's more Italian.
So that means we're going to get killed if we disrespect you. Somebody will come after us.
You know what? Half my family is from Sicily also, so I'm not worried about it.
Oh, fabulous. We can travel there together. Yay.
You know
Yeah.
what? I don't think we can answer this question about rhythm and blues. Now that I'm looking
That's
into
a
it,
tough one. Only Parkers. Well, if I can make that work and pay me off, I would probably do it. But I think I'm past the age limit on that.
For what?
Maybe. Okay,
For what?
we need another. So, Elm Street 1, I'm guessing. Would
I'm going to tell you though. I'm going to tell you a song that not a lot of people know this song, and I don't understand why they don't. I guess this is more. This isn't rhythm and blues. This is funk.
Nightmare on My Street.
No,
Get Ready for Freddy.
no. There is an artist named Betty Davis who was Miles
Betty Davis.
Different Betty Davis, who was Miles Davis woman
Yes,
for a while.
I know. I know. There's
She
a difference.
sings a song. It's one of my. It is one of the greatest jams of all time, and I want to put it in a movie because I can't believe it's never been in a movie, or maybe it was, and I just don't know.
Well,
But
don't
it's a
play
song
it. We'll
called
get you
"If
on-
I'm in Luck, I Might Get Picked Up." It is one of my all-time favorite songs, but I would
Best-
call it it's funk.
It's funny. One of the best blues, I would say, is Nina Simone. If
Yeah.
we're going blues, I would say Nina Simone.
I'm ending my poll, by the way. I ended the poll.
You're ending that poll.
Would the Fugees be considered funk?
Soul funk?
I don't know.
Maybe hip hop there. It starts to blend into a.
Yeah, that's the problem with modern music.
It's
It's
not
tough.
defined.
Yeah, it's
I think it's really hard to like just pinpoint like one artist is exactly this 100%.
Well, in
Touches so
certain
many
certain
different
genres. In certain genres.
Yeah.
Darth Vengeance says, I listen to a lot of Japanese metal and Japanese music. There's so much good shit there. Yeah, they're all very talented too.
Okay, here's a
The
cool
Fugees
one.
are hip hop, according to
Right. All right,
Sounds
I got
solid.
another. I got another. There can be only one.
No, you know what? Poot Shoot Riot has a better one.
It's not better. I'm looking at it. It's not better, but we can do it.
It's good.
Well, Poop Shoot paid, so we'll put that one up first.
Yeah, this one's good. I like this.
What's the choice? I can't see anything.
Thank you, Poop Shoot.
What's it? There can be only one.
There can be only one, Rob. Silent Hill or Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
I cannot.
Never played video. You don't play video games, huh?
Mm-mm.
Wow.
I have an
Strike!
original, I have an original Game Boy, and I have an original Nintendo Entertainment System,
Wow.
and a little pocket Galaxian. You know, like those little Galaxian thing. There, it's like
No, I don't know.
You don't know that? Oh.
But
By
I'm
the way,
going.
this is a good question. A silly goose says, Rob, I lived in
Tetris.
Washington. Oh,
Tetris
Tetris.
is my jam.
A silly goose says, Rob, I lived in Washington for 23 years and moved to the Midwest for work. What's your favorite thing about Washington? I love the mountains and the tall trees. Certainly, Washington State has all different kinds of outdoor biomes. There's the desert in eastern Washington. There's the mountains of the Olympics and the Cascades. There's all kinds. The forests are amazing. But you know what I like best about the Pacific Northwest is the people. I find that people from the Pacific Northwest, I have an immediate camaraderie with people that I meet that are from Seattle. I think people from the PNW are some of the best people. Although, Dave, I don't think I told you this. I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast from like 2 weeks ago, and there was a woman on it. She graduated from my high school 6 years before I did, and she's written a book about why so many serial killers came from Washington State.
Wow.
I know.
You just lucked out and just got out of there before they caught you.
It's like some kind
I
of
know.
like psychology dissertation or something? Or
Did
what?
you know?
It had to do
everyone
with lead and the environment smelting
Did you,
and all that.
guys? Did you know that Rob is actually a serial killer?
You have Captain Crunch and Trix and Lucky Charms. I eat the whole box.
Oh, okay.
You do eat the whole box.
There's no other way to do it.
I mean, you get sloppy with the box, but you do eat it all.
I don't get sloppy. I'm very direct when I eat the box.
Maybe that's the problem.
That's a Shogun Assassin line. Maybe that was the problem.
Maybe that's the problem.
Yeah.
So what's winning, Rob? Resident Evil?
Resident Evil's winning 74%.
Of course.
Let's see. We got 1001 Johnny says,
He said,
get a Switch, then play Resident Evil Grace. Lovely.
yeah. I get
So-
it doesn't seem like she's a big gamer.
No, I'm just like I do.
She's
like,
not a big
like I said,
movie
Tetris,
watcher. Do you read comic books?
Super Mario Brothers. Like,
By the way,
original.
Sanji Parvez says that I would be the least suspected serial killer. I appreciate that.
That's why it works for him.
It's true. But
I'm not a
I make
gamer.
sure that my
The bodies that are
Games
buried
on
underneath his
people.
house.
No, I make sure that my victims feel no pain. I send them off
Hey-
with a smile on their face.
Hey, Rob, I have to tell you, a couple weeks ago,
Uh-oh.
I went to a house party
Oh,
With kid and play.
for no for Paul Salamoff's birthday. Who
Oh,
we know
I missed that. I should have gone.
you didn't miss it. You didn't go.
I know.
And I got to reconnect with Jeff and Brooke Bond.
Oh, nice. I saw Jeff last weekend at the Star Trek
Star Trek
convention.
at the nerd convention. I mean the nice Star Trek thing.
Kevin Eisenberg, 6'4" Kevin Eisenberg says, I'd like to know what you guys think of electronic music. I'm a DJ but love movie scores too. Have you heard of Orbital? I have every Orbital record.
I don't, but I've heard of them.
I'm
I
more
don't- I've heard of them.
into the old Eurodance music of the early '90s. That's more of my jam because that's something that I used to like dance to. a lot,
Rave the
so-
Rhythm?
No, like more like
Or
Rhythm
Blue
as a
by Latour?
dancer. I know, like Snap, Mr. Vane.
Yeah.
Rhythm is the dancer.
No.
Rhythm as a dancer, yeah.
See ya. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I
You know
don't.
what?
I don't
Say
know.
what
like-
you want, but in terms of early 90s, Blues Latour is one of the great pieces of music ever, and they used it in Basic Instinct.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I
And
don't.
Rave the Rhythm as well. So
I don't. I have to admit, I don't know electronic music is by the artist. By
you know,
name or
there's an
anything.
Israeli EDM band called Infected Mushroom,
I didn't.
and the Israeli, when I was leaving Israel in 2005,
Did you say
I
infected mushroom?
Infected Mushroom, yeah.
Infected mushroom.
That was one of
had
the
it.
only
Embarrassing.
things because I when I went to Israel, I couldn't find an Infected Mushroom CD. That was when I was going to like Virgin
Infected
Megastore every
Mushroom,
week,
oh my
and I
God.
couldn't find. And that they got me one when I got to Israel. They got me one because I had to show my movie and speak. So yeah, I got an Infected. They're great. Infected Mushroom's great.
Interesting.
I haven't listened to Infected Mushroom, though I've taken them.
My when I was married, my ex-wife and I went to a lot of EDM shows, and I would buy her.
You dragged me to some.
Yeah, we had a
We had
massive collection.
we had loads
Do
of fun.
not do drugs. Stay in school, please.
Do some drugs.
Yeah,
Do
I
some.
only took the prescription kind.
Nah, come on. Do some. Live a little. Little.
no, but
Expand your mind.
like people like okay, one of my ex-wife and
And
my
Red on the Rocks.
ex-wife and my favorite movie to watch. Actually, she loved it. Was a
I
movie
think it
called
was called
Groove.
Snow Mountain.
Groove, the movie Groove with Paul Oakenfold showing up at the end with his crate of vinyl.
Ooh.
Wasn't was Leguizamo in Groove?
No,
No,
it was
he
all
wasn't.
indie. There was no
It was all
nobody
indie?
of note except Paul Oakenfold shows up with his crate of vinyl at the end. We loved Groove. We did so much ecstasy watching that movie.
They did do a lot of ecstasy.
We did a lot of ecstasy and a lot of blow.
And the thing is, whenever people were doing, there was no orgies that broke out. At least
no, and people used to complain about that.
Not when I was there.
No, people thought Elaine and I were swingers, and we were not. We were not.
No,
swingers.
they weren't. They weren't.
We were not.
Well,
maybe just a little bit too much information forthcoming. So warning everyone.
No, this is not vanilla midnight. This is midnight metal. I mean, Rob's a bit of a swinger, but
vanilla.
It doesn't work for us anymore because it's not on OnlyFans.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. It would
just be like one fan, one only fan.
You know what? You don't need to take any of that stuff to have a good time. Okay?
Really?
Yes.
That sounds like someone who's never taken.
By the way, I just want to say I have two plaid CDs left in my collection.
God,
I have Rest Proof Clockwork and Spokes.
What are you saving your experiences for? I mean, like what? Like what?
No,
come on.
You can have fun.
We're totally having two different conversations on this show now.
Hell yeah, we are.
EDM music.
Fuck yeah! Woo-wee! What Rob's Major Charge goes?
Wow,
what,
Plaid
Rob's
did a peel session too.
Like Major Charge goes, what? Rob's not a swinger? Oh, he definitely is.
No, I'm a one person guy, one woman man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what person it is as long as it's just one.
Love you, Major. Love you, Major, big sister. Thank you.
Kevin Essenberg says you don't have to associate electronic music with drugs. I don't, but at the time,
it helped.
We got the best ecstasy in LA, and we would. I had to get it, and we would go to shows, and we would all do it, and it was amazing. I miss those.
Yes,
days.
we did.
Those were great days,
goodness.
And we did get absolutely pure MDMA.
If you're ever curious about what ecstasy was like,
yeah, nowadays you couldn't pay me to do drugs today.
It's
I wouldn't trust
no. But at the time,
no, please, Dave, describe this for me, please. Thank you.
Okay, did you ever see The Lost Boys, Grace?
No.
Okay, Rob, we need to move on. Goodbye. No. Come on,
I never. By the way, I never did LSD.
I have.
I've taken mushrooms because I went to a college where the final day of school, they brewed a gigantic vat of mushroom tea in the woods.
You know what, Dave? You have to do me a favor, okay? You are going to have to write down every single thing that I need to watch.
We've never, but The Lost Boys is...
I will do it for you, okay?
You'll love The Lost Boys.
Okay, so
you really will. It's not scary at all.
Okay, I'll watch it. You said it, I'll watch it. Okay?
Hey man, after watching Enter the Void, I want to do DMT. I just want to say, I want to have the experience and see the creatures that you see on DMT.
But ecstasy is like The Lost Boy or Interview with the Vampire. Did you ever see Interview with the Vampire?
Part of it, yeah.
Did you see the part where Brad Pitt was turned into a vampire?
No.
Now there's a TV series.
I'm so sorry. I'm so not Dave Parker metal. I don't know. I just feel like
opposites attract
so much.
That's true. Don't worry about it.
I'm so sorry, Dave.
So ecstasy is like taking ecstasy is like
me, okay? Because I really like you. Okay.
We're all good. We're all good. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Thank you.
We're all good. We're all good.
Thank you.
Ecstasy is like Interview with the Vampire when Louis awakens, and everything is alive.
Mm.
The only problem with the Interview with a Vampire, I felt this way when I read the book.
Tom Cruise's hair? Yeah, you're right.
No, when I read the book, I didn't like the fact that Louis was complaining about being a vampire. If Lestat turned me, I'd be all about it. Let's go, man. Like Claudia, I want some more.
Oh yeah, I want more.
Yeah, I mean, I would be.
I've always said I'd be a vampire in 2 seconds. Give me
if I was turned and I too.
You'd all be dead. You'd all be dead. I'd come after you all.
No, come on, you wouldn't.
If it's a console, at all. I did dress up as Dracula for Halloween once.
That's good.
Not Dracula's daughter.
No, Dracula.
You didn't even pick the female equivalent.
And, honestly, like I scared away like half the kids that came and wanted to get some candy because they thought I was real, like a real Dracula, and all the parents are like, "Oh my God, it's a guy! It's only a guy that's dressed up as Dracula." I'm like, "No, I'm a woman." It's like, "Oh, great costume."
Wait a minute. Hang on. I got a Dream Logic Picture says I missed the melancholy heart of the book. Let me just say, I had a running joke with a friend of mine who said to me after I read Interview with a Vampire, he told me, he goes, I didn't like that book. Here's the entirety of Interview with a Vampire. I don't like being a vampire. And I'm like, you're not wrong. That was Louis. By the way, Apocalypse Cow asks, Rob, what is one of yours and Dave's craziest nights out?
We can't. No. Rob, shut your hole. Shut your hole.
I'm not going to say anything.
Well, here's another question for you both. Have you ever sucked any blood before?
What?
Have you sucked blood before?
Yes.
Ooh. Interesting. Can you tell me about it?
I was with a punk band. There was some bloodletting, and I was like, what the fuck? Here I am. Let's go.
How concrete blonde of you.
Fuck yeah.
I've sucked blood, but only when it's on tap. Once a month.
Huh?
Like Vault of Horror.
God. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yes.
On tap.
No, that's not what you're thinking about.
It is what I'm thinking about.
He's sucking it from from the source.
I do. When it was on tap, I'm not beyond that.
Oh my God. Wow.
It's just more lubrication. I have a very funny story about that. I can't really tell it.
But guys, don't worry. We've both been tested. We're totally clean. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're totally fine.
That's good to know. Okay, thanks.
Dave, what was the name of the strip club that was right up the street from the Beverly Connection and the Beverly Center? It was up towards Santa Monica and Sunset.
Showgirls?
Is that what it was? It was right across the street from Trashy Lingerie.
No, it wasn't. I forget what the name of. I know exactly the place you're talking about. Sorry, but it's not Showgirls. Showgirls is Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I have a very funny story about that place, but it's inappropriate to share. It's inappropriate to share on this stream.
There's a lot of things that we're sharing that are inappropriate on the stream.
That movie was horrible.
What scandalous thing, Grace, that you've ever done? The most, without naming names, the wildest, decadent, unexpected, spur of the moment, wild thing that you've done that you can talk about.
No, I don't know. Oh my God, no, I can't talk about stuff like this.
You can hint at it.
Come on, Italian girls always get up to trouble.
I know.
They always get up to some trouble.
Dave, you and I are going to have a private conversation, and I will tell you all about it.
No, that doesn't count.
No, but I would really love a private conversation.
I know you would love it.
I know what you're probably going to say. It's never going to happen now because
you're gonna have to give me a little bit to have this private conversation happen.
Kevin Essenberg says you at least do that in the shower. You can't do your best work in the shower. It's the wrong angle.
Trust me, you can.
Not when you're drinking from the tap.
Like really,
if you work hard enough.
Oh my gosh, you're really putting me in the spot here. Holy smokes.
Well, I mean, we're just asking you to share a little bit. We share all the time.
Well,
people know way too much about us already.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt this party, but
I think we should just go full screen on Castle so she can tell the story.
No,
take a
don't
little
full screen
break
nothing,
here,
please.
and then she's in
No
charge
full
of the
screen.
show for a second.
No, don't full screen me nothing. I enjoyed this.
You have no control. You have to give up the control.
The vanilla and the Oreo sandwich.
There's some kind of sandwich.
You're
No, come on. Just come back, you guys. Come back, please.
We'll be back. We'll be
no,
back.
don't
Just-
leave me alone. What is
just-
this?
Just keep it fascinating.
Oh my god, I don't have
The
anything
floor
fascinating to
the floor is
say.
The floor
yours.
is yours. The floor is
So,
yours.
okay, Castle Grace. Let me ask. Tell us about your
Grace.
first kiss. Your first kiss.
Okay. I was in an international camping trip to Italy with a bunch of young people from here, and we were going to Sicily actually to stay at a campsite. And there was one guy that was there that was working there, and he was like quite cute, and I was like not quite adult yet, and that was like my first kiss.
Wow. And how was that?
It was nice
Wow.
because he was like older and I was like a little bit younger, so it kind of was like really interesting, and I was like, oh my goodness, so this is what it's all about.
Was it
And,
just a
yeah.
kiss, or were you making out?
No, it was just a kiss. I mean, like, we were like a bunch of kids and, like teenagers. And yeah, it wasn't like a big, like I didn't sneak out somewhere and like he didn't sneak out. It was just there and like out in the open. And, there was like a little dance party and we just like, it was cute. So
By
that's
the
it.
way, I've got to give it up for Clark Brunson in the chat. He says, my first kiss was at my local YMCA.
It's fun to stay at the.
I know what you're saying, and I'm there for
Ooh.
that.
Oh, god damn.
You go,
Clark
Clark.
Brunson. Woo! I'm hot now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so that was
Dan
it.
Candy
It
says
was
his first
like-
kiss was wrapped in foil.
What?
Like a Hershey's kiss?
Darth
Kiss
Vengeance says, I have you all beat. I lost my virginity to Iron Maiden. The band?
Oh.
Like literally?
It's like, yeah, it's like... or was that just the record that was playing?
Or was it 2 minutes to midnight?
How about you, Dave?
What?
What was your first kiss experience?
My first kiss experience?
Like, mwah, un petit baiser,
Oh. Like kindergarten?
Oh, that's sweet.
That doesn't count, though.
Why?
When was the first kiss that counted?
Why doesn't that count?
Because it's
No,
kindergarten.
it's kind of like kid stuff,
Yeah.
like more like old.
Well, it was the 90s.
Major Chai Chai says she doesn't know who her first kiss was with. I was drunk and not sure who kissed me.
Well, I'll tell you. My real kiss.
Yep.
It was the late 90s.
That's
I was
not
in-
true.
I was in San Diego.
It's not true. You're lying.
And
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
and a particular person and I had a beef for about a year, and we hadn't talked. And then some friends of us, while we were at San Diego Comic-Con,
Hey,
we had been imbibing, we had been drinking and everything, and we wanted, and they wanted us to mend fences.
no. There was one girl you're talking about. I know what you're saying, but you remember it was an actual celebrity.
If you want to call her that.
Yes. So
Well,
it was
the
Chase
question would be-
Chase Masterson who played
people
Lita.
know-
Question should
Who Chase Masterson
Yeah,
is.
Chase Masterson was
Ooh.
Lita the Dabo girl on Deep Space Nine.
who will Dave Parker kiss next? That would be the question.
Well, it was underneath a
Lord.
waterfall. It was underneath a waterfall.
There's a waterfall
There's
involved.
a waterfall. It was in the back of the marina, the Marriott Marina.
Yes, it was very romantical, and
Oh, That's beautiful.
particular person and I were having a beef. We were having for about a year. We hadn't really talked. And Chase and one Mark Altman decided to get involved, and we had talked. We had mended fences. There was a waterfall.
That's beautiful.
And then Chase was like, we had made up. We had mended our differences. And Chase Masterson said, "Ah, you should kiss." At each other, we looked into each other's eyes.
That's so beautiful.
It was a gauntlet that was thrown, though, and you should
And
understand that Chase.
You want to
Master,
say it was a gauntlet? I like to say it was always.
But
it was
Chase
a bubbling up. It was a long overdue.
Yeah, but Chase Masterson thought that the last thing in the world that we would ever do was take her up on that. And,
That's true.
And this person that Dave is talking about, and Dave also knew that there was no way we were going to let Chase Masterson get away with this.
Yeah, she was never going to try to shame us.
Yeah. And so I looked at Dave, and Dave looked at me underneath the waterfall, and Chase Masterson said, "Why don't you guys kiss and make up?" And Dave and I, without missing a beat, right in front of her and God and everybody who was watching, Dave and I kissed on the lips.
Magic.
Wow.
For a Star Trek actress, because neither one of us were going to allow her to get one over. And the thing is,
and the thing is, guys,
I'm so jealous.
Guess what? It wasn't a peck. It wasn't a peck.
No, it was a real kiss.
It was a real kiss.
And it was worth it because Chase Masterson did not stop talking about it for years.
And the best part was when we got done with the kiss, we looked over, and her and Mark Altman's jaws were on the floor.
It was so funny.
So, guys, and not that I need to leave, but my tablet is running out of juice. So,
we should end this show because I do have to get up.
Where else is there to go?
Where else is there to go?
I can temporarily close the video and then just go plug in my tablet upstairs and continue the conversation.
Major Chai, I do say that I'm gay adjacent, and that I'm bi. Well,
Would you leave me a couple of minutes to go plug in my tablet so we can continue? Or
no, we're calling it.
We have to call it because I got to go to bed and I got to go take care of my dog Sebastian. He's having a little ear issue.
Okay.
So
he's ill.
Yeah, but you know what? Chase Masterson, she still tells that story.
It's amazing.
Over 25 years later.
No one else remembers who the fuck I am, but
if you have an opportunity to do something like that, you always should. You should never not take an opportunity to blow someone's mind.
Exactly.
Well, hopefully, Dave, I entertain you tonight, and hopefully there could be some kind of continuation to this wonderful craziness.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see when you watch Lost Boys and House by the Cemetery. We'll talk.
That's a double feature.
Okay.
There you go.
I just can't wait to see what happens when you see Feed.
Oh wait, and Feed. But you have to record your reaction to Feed.
Okay. Much.
Cool.
Well, everyone, I think this was a fine, almost 4-hour Midnight Metal. So thank you all for being here. I want to thank everybody for generously supporting this channel via super chats and tips and memberships and comments and all that. You guys are the best. I want to thank Castle Grace Skull for being on here. I think it's our mission on this show to corrupt her. And I feel kind of bad about it, but it needs to be done. And
but did my trick?
I think so.
I don't know. Are you intrigued by?
So curious about you in so many different ways.
Her, you red hot chili peppered him with your blood
Oh
sugar
God,
sex
don't mention
magic.
that awful bad. Jesus.
Oh, I think I just got friend zoned. Oh
No.
No,
no. There's hope.
Dave, Bill the Scotsman says, Dave, you need a name for your fan base. The Parkerites or the Parkeroonies?
Oh Jesus Christ. We need
All
to
right,
come
you
up with
guys, I
something
got
a little better
1%
than
of
that.
my
No
phone.
offense. I don't have fans. I don't have a fan base. I don't have fans. I've got grace.
Bye, Robert.
I got grace. That's what I got.
Grace, it was good to see you. Thanks for coming on. And,
Yeah, thank you.
Dave.
Dave, it's a good one. This was good. Fun time was had by all. Remember, every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. See, we had stories to tell tonight. And all you have to do is listen. And if you ever run into Chase Masterson at any Star Trek convention, ask her about the time that she asked Dave Parker and I to kiss and what we did.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I tell you, I know, right?
Whew.
Hi, Dave.
It's a story.
You're the
The
best.
Davites, instead of the Deadites, the Davites.
No, stop it. Stop it. No,
I love
it's
the
not working.
Davites.
It's not working.
Dave and the Pips, Parker Heads, Parkeets, Parker Bangers.
No. Parker Bangers? Well, get in line.
Yeah. Dave Parker, 101,001. Johnny says, I'm a fan. I bought you a drink. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Cheerio.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
All right, everybody. I will be back. Uh-oh. Grace already left. Well, hang on. I didn't see that. So let's go back to us. All right, everybody. This was a fun show, but I will see everybody tomorrow back here with Dieter Bastian in almost 10 hours to talk about how much neither one of us are going to buy the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles box set.
No, you so are.
No, I'm not.
You so are.
No, I really aren't. I am not, and I don't think Dieter is
so,
either.
He so is. It's like, ooh, there's extra features.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope. I will not. No. The
Well,
Daveronians.
I'm
I like
cool.
that.
I'm
the
cool.
Daveronians is good. That's a good
Shut
stuff
up.
on him.
Come on. Keep working, guys. I appreciate it, but keep working. I don't have fans, but keep working. Thank you guys for watching. Rob, I'll see you again.
All the way back to Coney. Adios.
Bye.
We're out.